Please.
Up in the mountains, drunk old man and no plan. Old American, with skin turned to leather, bitter and old and deeply disturbed, not knowing the YouTube world. Broke in America, the women don't want him. Couldn't find a woman who would whisper his name or clean or bring him a beer. But her bump kiss without a contract, a mortgage and a plan. So I flew across the ocean, a broken man, drunk old man with no plan, bored all day with nothing real to say. Sinners not winners and their book of lies, but hey, he's got 2 housekeepers and plenty of beer. We ain't saints in paradise, we know the price of sin, but when the day is over, we let each other in. The 3 of them together beneath the pale moonlight, and we tell ourselves, darling, everything's alright. Sinners, not winners. Sinners, not winners. He defends his actions, says he's not hurt, still in love with Rose. But hey, you got a new housekeeper. Now he is the YouTube king. Always right, he knows everything. Only thing right is they are sinners and not winners. And the world down below, they can judge.
We got a damn good show. We got a damn good show today.
Yeah. So stick around, guys, because we're going to tell you about a little tale about a man named Jed who could keep his hogs fed,
Okay, now
and his 2 housekeepers doing whatever.
right.
But we're going to tell you about some updates that are coming from around the Philippines and around the world. We have what may be considered shocking or not shocking. So, and second half, if we get to that part of it, we'll talk about Big Burr. We just have some updates on him.
But
so
no, but
stick around for that.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. One of the first red flags that I encountered regarding the story is, why is the bark so loud?
Oh, you wanted to know why he went hard at me.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then now we know why. I was like,
Mountain Man, Peachback Mountain, and Snake Boy.
that's right. What I'm trying to say is, people don't tend to
He come back butthurt.
porcupine up for no good reason unless there's a reason.
Or they're hiding more than they should,
Correct.
or it hurt.
And
No, the truth hurt. That's why.
And here's the thing. The sad part is, and I'm not picking on anybody, what I'm saying is...
the mic is humming again. Dang it, George, the mic. Is that better?
Well, hold on. Okay, so the problem is
that better, guys?
Like I said, the problem is well, people again don't tend to get too defensive unless there's a reason to, and that kind of makes you wonder, like, what the heck? What? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like...
Yes, it's better, second win. He said it must be your pacemaker.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Probably mine.
this other vlogger that's not even in our wheelhouse that keeps attacking us. Point being is, there's a reason why people do what they do.
You know how I knew that couple was lying? Or not telling the truth, or
What?
just
How?
One, their over-exaggeration of, oh my God, life is so great up here in the mountains. Secondly, their mouths were moving. That's how I knew.
Oh,
Their
God
lips were
damn.
moving. It's truth,
Wow.
man.
You're talking about lawyer syndrome.
We actually watched some of their videos this morning, and some of them in the beginning, I'm like, it was so painted on, it was unreal. And at some point, she was being bossy. he was being, oh, well, we're not that good of a YouTuber. We're surprised you guys are watching. It's all her. No, it's all him. And I'm like, what the hell? And so we're going to go through some of the story about this man named Jed that left the United States, could barely even keep himself fed, right? So as
we
we're
have more detail.
well, when do we go into the details?
Can I see details? I think we should start about maybe in about now.
Okay. So, anyways, so looks like he has told his story and others are telling a story. So we must put it always that this is all for entertainment story purposes, okay? And that we're not the end of all end of what could be the truth and not the truth. But let's just say several people reached out and information on the internet and all that. So we're just kind of filling you in compared to once you watch them or think about what that couple has said, that it's like, yeah, which makes sense right now. You guys make the decision.
Now, somewhat full disclosure, the only reason I say somewhat, because only to be fair with the contributors, is first off, these are not random people. These are people that said individuals that are in the topic that are aware of. Point being is we can't disclose names and figures.
Oh, look what we got this morning from the U.S.
You know what I'm saying? We're not going to disclose any of that for a lot of reasons, only because we don't want to disclose sources. Because first off, one, you don't want.
Let's just say they're here in the Philippines.
You don't want to rat out
in their area and back in the U.S.
So yeah, but there's several of them, and they're reliable sources, and these are sources that are literally close to these people.
Here you go. I want you to see this. Here, take a look.
So if that makes any sense?
Well, look what it says at the bottom, the last part. I believe it.
Well, I mean,
we probably know what it's contributed to. So.
Oh, this is old too.
Well, nothing's going to be updated since he left. See what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is old.
Right, but we probably know what the other cases are.
No. That's what I'm saying. This is not updated. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, that's as far as you get my point. What I'm saying is,
yeah, it's coming. Patience, my good man. I see what you're saying, but just patience. So,
right. So either way, again, just so if we don't disclose our sources, keyword plural sources. It's not one source. It's not.
We just write it.
It's sources, and we're not going to disclose who they are or what their relation is.
And here's
because we're trying to protect them too. Not really.
You back baby into a goddamn corner.
Heidi's like, no.
And I'm gonna tell you what, I lived a good life yesterday, and ask me what I think today. Is all I'm saying. You ain't backing baby.
You have to protect your sources. You can't have like.
Oh, I'm not. I'm talking about. I thought you were talking about protecting them.
No. I'm talking about you can't. You have to protect the sources. That's why I said we cannot disclose their names or what their relations are, only because we have to protect who they are.
Okay, so all right, so no longer explaining, backing, protecting, or whatever. I do want to do a big shout out and a lot of love and support and sympathy. I'm so sorry.
So sorry. So
Ted, our moderator and longtime friend, lost his puppy or dog. I call her a puppy.
Yeah, you guys know who Ted is. He's always
he lost his dog, and I cried this morning. I bawled my eyes out. George did, and I left him a message that our heart goes out. I would have had pets over actual kids probably if I'd have thought about it in the beginning. It's like animals are like reborn angels and kids mixed in one. Sometimes they get on my nerves, and then sometimes they're an angel, and sometimes I kick them right outside and then let them sit in the rain. I mean, that's George. I mean, so anyways, our heart goes out for Ted for his loss. He just informed us this morning, and so sorry for your loss. It's very sad.
And a lot of people don't realize that again. Sometimes you kind of take, I mean, Mary.
Mary,
well, what I'm saying is, like right now, she's a brand new pup, and we kind of sort of take her for granted.
Yeah, I mean.
And we don't realize that even though all she does really is like, give us this little bit of attention of every single day, it means a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of like you think they're going to be there forever. Right, and it's kind of like me The cats will get up in bed with us at night. We don't let Mary up in the bed. She gets up on the couch. Sometimes we put her back down on the floor. And so we notice that it seems like the cats might get more attention or on days. But when something like this happens, it makes you realize how precious every day is with, because with her being what they call a hybrid dog, that, she won't live as long as some other dogs. And so we notice she's always trying to get our attention and stuff. It's very, right very, very sad. And
so yeah, we're so
Cash,
sorry.
we've watched
Ted.
Cash
Yeah.
for a few years on. Ted does have a TikTok and has Cash on there, and we've been watching Cash for a few years, and he's a sweet dog. And I said he, so. But yeah, so God bless Cash, and he's up there running with the Angels now. And I think there's a name that they say they are running with the Angels, and they're going across that bridge and everything. So you were good pet parents. Never doubt that in your mind. You treated him very well, and so I keep saying him. I believe it's Cash was a girl. George, I'm bad with names and whether somebody's male or female, and even if I know you're female, you might get. Especially here in the Philippines.
I honestly thought Cash was a boy.
I thought Cash was a boy. We were surprised.
No. I honestly don't know.
So, but, and like I said, stick around. It looks like Burskeet Boy that we covered a while back. We'll just get into that topic later, second half if we get to it. But basically, yeah, he's been barred and from the Philippines. Surprise. And so he's out, and we were contacted about that. And there's no surprise. Tons of people reported him. And he did live streams where he talked about and showed the drugs in his room. He said that he was picking up underage women. He did it before. And this whole videos, and he's surprised that he got barred. And we know where he's been this whole time. So he disappeared for a while, and people are like, oh, maybe he got arrested in China or wherever, but now it looks like he's somewhat on the run. As soon as he got back to the U.S., he said he was going somewhere else right afterwards. So, no surprise on that.
Yeah, we have updates for you later on, whatever the heck he's up to. But anyway.
Yeah, so it's the Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, so most definitely. Yeah, the pets are a gift, and it's kind of like your own kids sometimes when next thing you know, like me, I was so busy working all those years, and then later you wish you would have done this and that, like our daughter's a really good mother, and she takes, our grandson everywhere and to different events and all that. And I'm like, I wish I would have taken all that extra time and stuff. And it just always makes you think about life all the way around.
And again, I'm not against anybody in particular, but what I'm saying is be aware that
you better sit down somewhere.
When you have a dog,
he took his fish for a walk.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I'm talking about dogs. I'm not talking about cats or anything like that. What I'm saying is I've heard of people passing it away and then giving their whole estates to a dog. Now I get most of this is a joke or we call it an urban legend, but I hate to say this. The reality is your dog has probably spent more time with you in its lifetime than your actual kid has. Fact.
Yeah, that was like my dad. He had 4 Chihuahuas at one point.
They're usually right there by your side almost nonstop. Yeah, so do I believe that this happens? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying it happens a lot, but I'm pretty sure some estates have gone to the dogs, literally. Same.
Yeah, and countdown to my 54th birthday just in a few days, but I'm not celebrating.
Yes. Please celebrate with us. Heidi's 154th birthday. It's gonna be a great day. At 154 years old, that's what your hair is gonna look like.
You got anything in there? See if there's any money in there. Is any money in there?
But okay. So anyway, I did go to immigration a couple days ago during our live, right? So
I wouldn't disclose what.
Just real quick again. Again, just to give us a sign of support, give us a like. Share this video. It makes Heidi really happy. But I want to tell you 2 things. First off, On my way to go, on the way to immigration, I came across this dark-skinned dude with a BBC. He's on this motorcycle with his
BBC.
Yeah, BBC.
Big, beautiful cat.
Actually, it's a shirt. It says.
Or are you talking about
Bali-
Rooster?
Balite Bikers Club.
Uh,
I was like literally, driving on the way to, to immigration, and I was literally behind this motorcyclist for a long time, and he was dark skinned now, and then he has a big shirt on. It says BBC, big giant letters, and it's Balite Bikers Club. So anyway, second off, when I got to immigration, there's this guy right before immigration. He says credit cards, credit cards, credit cards, right? This Filipino guy, credit cards. He has got this clipboard that says RCBC. That's the bank. And I was like, credit card. That's sounds good to me. So I walked up to him, right? And then I said, what do I need? No, really, I did. I walked up to this Filipino guy. Says, what do I need? And then he goes like, I'm sorry, sir. This phone for locals.
Not white enough?
He,
Or too white?
I swear to God, I can't make this up. Well, first off, I didn't make up the BBC guy, and
I
second
thought
off,
she was Korean.
I didn't make up the. I said I literally walked up to this guy. Says he was literally yelling credit cards, and I literally walked up to him and says, "What do I need?" And he goes like, "I'm sorry, sir. It's only for locals." I really want to say screw you.
Anyways, that's what we actually get. All right, let's get this show on the road because I know that's what you guys are waiting for. Okay, so we watch more of Peachback Mountain and Snake Boy in the Mountain. So let me give you a recap for those because I don't want to hear from George or others later. They didn't get an idea of who it was. He always says do a recap. Here's your freaking recap. Okay, we covered a channel, which you can find the live streams further back. And what it was is there was the couple vlogger that's been vlogging, I don't know, since 2022. And she started her simp channel around September. So they started the first half with the one and the other. Every freaking video is listed with my wife this, and they use references to her being, it's simping. They use everything about the simping part of putting her up front. It's kind of like, look what I got, the bragging part of it and all this crap. And everything is my wife this, until all of a sudden, about a year, let's see, the baby's 6 or 7 months, could be less, give or take, this baby. And then their situation changed when she announced I got her pregnant. And he's, at that time, I thought he was closer to 70. Looks like he's 66, turning 67. But she's an older Filipina, okay? She's over 40. And there's a 20-something year age gap like there is with this new one, 20-something. I think they're giving a number, 19 or 20. Who gives a crap? It's age gap. And they kind of matched, didn't it? Anyways, so who gives a crap? It's age gap. And the deal is they came out 5 or 6 weeks ago, probably been closer 6 weeks ago, and announced that not only are they not married, but the baby is not his. And doing research and other people talking and everything else, they had a guest come up in their mountain. Okay, and I guess things flowed, and she cheated. She admitted in the video, and the whole thing, even at some point, she's crying, he's crying. I want to let you know that I called them out because that baby's always up. I'm like, whose damn white baby is that? Because that doesn't, that's not a Filipina baby. And it, he said it wasn't his, and he was pretty sure it wasn't. But the whole deal is that currently she's got that baby on that camera constantly. She's got them all up in the camera playing and, in the house or doing those typical Filipino walking around, showing her life and the baby's all the way up in the camera.
Well,
and No, it's wrong. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be using a baby as your main. You know, the baby is her main content. Besides her karaoke.
I get
That
get
baby
it,
should have some
but
privacy. That
but
baby.
you have to remember that it's the pride and joy kind of thing.
Okay, that's.
But a lot of people forget for the safety of the child. I'm not.
Yeah,
what I'm saying
because
is
the baby doesn't have any opinion at
a-
this point or
a
rights.
lot of parents are guilty of this. That's what I'm saying.
I get that. I feel. Let me know how you guys feel about people using their babies constantly in the content. And so, so they told the world that it was his baby. Turns out that she had an affair right under this mountain man's nose. And they did not tell people right away. The reason it all came up is because they wanted to apply for the baby's birth certificate. So according to their information, the baby, before I guess she left to go to a hospital, he stayed behind. And some people said that the father of the baby was there during that time frame. This was unconfirmed, but she stayed away at a hotel, had the baby, and returned. But I guess they knew way before the baby was born that it had happened. And
Huh?
Yeah, we mentioned that the last time.
What had to happen?
She knew about the baby.
Right.
He knew the cheating. He didn't find out because at some point he mentioned that he didn't want her stressed out and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And so that had actually come up. And so, oh, thank you, Kay Dallas. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And then at that point, she had returned back and everything. But the baby had been around for a little bit before they announced to everybody that nothing was what it appeared.
Okay. Full disclosure. We honestly don't know the current age of the baby. Why? Because if you actually watch their videos, they're very inconsistent with the ages on different.
He's 6 or 7 months old. He was born in December, January.
Right.
I don't know, something like that, give or take.
But according to his last video, he was 4 months old.
I think he was just saying he was 4 months back then after watching it. I think he was trying to say that we made fun of a 4-month-old baby.
Be aware that it's kind of hard
about 6 months old.
Yeah, we're not trying to dox the baby. I'm just saying that the problem we have is we have people who are very inconsistent with their descriptions that you have no clue.
So that's what we're dealing with. And so they were called out because it turns out that they've been collecting money for helping a school and building some items, and they've been using it as a small charity collection. She's been putting out her PayPal and all these other things for collecting specific money for this deal. He says he doesn't feel that he was scamming or really deceiving people. And I want to know what you guys think about that, because they did. Their whole channel is based on being married to a Filipina. I hooked up with this Filipina. I'm married to her. We got this good retirement life and all of this. And the whole time, their life for the last, let's see, the baby's 6 months, and then it was beforehand. So for the last 8 months, they've known about all this, and all of this started to come out. But they did tell on themselves. And honestly, like George said, he's really surprised that they actually came forward and dropped their own dirty business. And then they carried on in not only one video, but multiple videos. And it's like, then they were surprised that we covered them. So he waits 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks, to have a comeback where he makes threats to me as an American disabled woman that I better watch what I say. And he went on about other people making statements that people turned to dust and you better update your insurances. And
well, those are actually threats.
And he went on and on and on. I said, bitch, you can't whip your way out of a wet paper bag, even if your beer bottle's wet.
Maybe Heidi's a sabongero. Are you a sabongero? Are you going to disappear?
I wish.
But
Dear
no.
Jesus, can I come hang out with you?
What?
So anyways, so All right, so moving on with the story, people come crawling out of the woodwork from the United States and this and that. So we have more to the actual story. Turns out, I don't even know where to start with this.
This is a deep well that we honestly just were walking around, minding our own business,
And we fell into
in.
more of this Peachback Mountain.
We're not really digging. We just fell in, honestly. True story. But point being is
stuff that you guys don't know. And
this is
for those that know him
realize,
and people that have watched him, and then the reasons he probably attacked, and he's still defending her.
See, here's the thing. The knowledge that we know now,
Oh, she's
which we're about to tell you,
and she needed a baby.
Explains the threat.
Okay. She went on telling everybody that her time clock was running out. She needed a baby. He couldn't give it to her. And he's justifying, yeah, she's a good person. Yeah, she's a good person. You're a cheater. That's what you are. And you're a two-time cheater. So the story goes, so the more you'll look at their videos, you'll be like, gosh, did they even say anything? She's married. So it turns out the reason they're making the announcement is she's married.
Okay, first off, before any of the expats started, I thought there was somebody else. That makes it more than twice.
No, she wasn't married. You talking about because there might be kids involved?
You don't have to be married to cheat. But then again, we don't know.
Okay, so I'm just going to go with what's out there.
Okay, this is alleged, supposed, all that kind of weird jazz.
Yeah, it's in the description. I already said this is a story, but it's a real good story, so stick around. All right, so allegedly, in 2019, there was this club scene. And in this club was this woman in a white dress dancing, and she's doing her disco. Thank you for the music, right? And in the other corner is an 80-year-old man that she, and I don't even know if she met him on Tinder, Grindr, or Filipina Cupid, or whatever it is, but she seems to like these sites, and so does Mountain Boy or Jed. So it turns out that they met each other in a club, and then less than 2 weeks later, according to inside sources in that area, that they got married. And supposedly the man is wealthy. Alleged bought a bunch of properties and owns a pawn shop. Now, whether it's a real pawn shop or whatever, but supposedly he probably got a commercial license, as we're to understand, and that would allow him to buy property that he can deal with. Okay, there is ways you can buy and sell if you do it and invest and all that. She hooked up initially with this rich man. She is still married to this rich man, okay? And at the same time, you have Jed. Jed came from the United States. Where did we say Jed was from? I guess it doesn't matter. I'm getting mixed up. But anyways, he lived in the United States in a pop-up camper, some sort of...
Okay, when Heidi's referring to the current guy, right?
That's what I initially said. The current man she's with, let's start where he was in 2019. Right. He's in a pop-up camper collecting COVID checks, and his mother passes away. Leaves him with an inheritance of allegedly $100,000 US dollars. Will you shut up before I'm about ready to take your hat off?
Why are you saying that?
Because I'm trying. It's a little hard. You don't even. This information took forever to get it to, and I'm trying to put it into a story. Shh, pipe down. I can't get it in if you keep. Hold on.
That doesn't sound right, but okay.
Side effects when I need them. You can do my sound effects for me as I'm going through. So can I get some wind in the pop-up camper and some creakiness and some trees blowing in the background? So supposedly he collected some COVID money. He's on Social Security, less than $1,000 a month. I think that's where he is now because he has talked about that. He's living out in the middle of nowhere, probably the same situation, drinking, smoking, and all this other stuff. Okay, we don't have every single fact, but probably facts enough, right? So he goes to the Philippines because he meets up with a woman on Cupid. He said that he never got any responses from any American women. Surprise, that even just based on his looks, that he reeled in somebody on Social Security and his looks and his security. And he went on to the Philippines. He met with this woman in Makati. We did say that this woman and her information has come forward. She and others had allegedly said that he's verbally and otherwise abusive, and he drinks and craps and nasty and not brushing his teeth. She just said she couldn't take any of it. In the meanwhile, allegedly, he's actually telling people in live streams and videos throughout the last few years that this woman refused to move to the mountains or province with him, so he got rid of her. So of course that's how he's covering it up. It turns out that I guess the woman had a son, and same thing. He wasn't nice with him and all this stuff. So at the same time, the woman that we're originally talking about that's had a baby, did all the cheating, okay, is still married to this husband. Let's jump back to the woman, okay, of the story, is that she's married. Okay, so right now we've got the guy that she's currently with out in the mountain. He's in Manila somewhere, Makati. And you have her living out in the mountain with this pig farm and everything. And she's married. Okay. But the husband ends up in the hospital. And while in the hospital, she allegedly took off for a long period of time. We don't know if they were fighting or whatever. But according to sources, that it just was a bad look. She disappeared. In the meantime, somehow, some way, she hooks up with Randy online. Why is she on a dating site when she's currently married?
Well, according to sources, keyword, according to sources, we're not the ones saying this. According to sources, that during the time that the husband was confined and everything, he's looking for her. She's nowhere to be found. And guess what's going on? That's what Heidi's talking.
Yeah, he found out that she was with Randy. And it turns out at that point, maybe, I don't know, maybe her husband's money was running dry. Maybe he was with his own problems. But Randy Freshly is sitting on top. Can you calculate 100,000 times 55, give or take? It's been at 50. Yeah, I want to know what it is in pesos. Yeah, 100,000 US. Plus, don't forget the COVID checks. They said he gathered those before he left, too.
Who's he?
Mountain Boy, Jed.
Well, that's that.
Times.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. So, she is.
5.5 million.
Okay, so almost 6 million, probably, give or take, pesos, which is quite a bit. And so, the husband, the current husband, okay, so she cheated on her husband with Randy. And then funny thing is that she cheated on him. Mr. Randy Root got cheated on with another American. Okay, but there's a background to the American she cheated with. Okay, so now she's got this baby with this American that only was up there, who knows, a few days, a week, or however long. She's always inviting people up there. And the deal is the American is married, and he's got like 4 or 5 kids that are adults. So he's currently married to an American woman. Okay. And I don't know if she knows about the baby, but she does now because people have reached out to her. So we know that the husband of Miss Rose, and we're going to give her first name, actually, I guess he didn't know that she had. But the one thing that we're being told, which is the main thing we want to talk about today, is what not to do as an expat when you come here. We've said, do not invest all of your money in a Filipina and building land and an investment. I guess he dropped into this piggery. I mean, the man's got like 6 refrigerators there that are empty. Looks like he sunk all of his money into this
Okay.
situation.
Now, I'd hate to interject. The reason why I'm interjecting is because this is somewhat confusing, because a lot of you
Yeah,
may not be able to keep up or are just joining in. Here's the problem.
like in a nutshell.
We have 3 gentlemen involved in this situation. The first gentleman is the one that was hospitalized.
Her husband.
Now, here's the problem. Heidi still haven't told you the ace in the deck that the first husband, or rather the only husband.
I do have an ace in the
holds.
deck. Oh
Correct.
yes, there's an ace.
So
that he
what
holds.
I'm saying is the first husband holds the ace in the deck. And then you
Right.
have this Jed guy who used to live in a camper. And that's obviously right now the reason.
who portrays
who
that he's
threatened
of
Heidi,
money,
okay?
right?
So, and then there's this new victim, as I would call it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call it a new guy. I would say new victim.
Yeah, second wind says, is it 3? Yeah, we're
Correct.
actually
So we have
hearing
3
she has kids
guys
in Manila.
that we're dealing with, and the reason why I'm again
We thought there were
interjecting
other kids.
is
I mean,
because
she was
I
almost
don't
40
want you
when
guys
this-
to get lost in this very convoluted thing. Now, these are all alleged. These
Hey,
not necessarily speculations
George.
because these already happened.
George, what's the possibility of a 40-year-old Filipina not having any kids somewhere?
Okay, now, oh well.
Sorry,
If you
unfortunately,
count
they
that
struck up-
in, then there's 4 guys. But
Or
here's the thing: if there's a
right?
first off, there's a Filipino in this mix. So that's 4 guys, which is fine because remember, but the Filipino guy is gonna just eke away like, okay, I'm just gonna go take my kids somewhere else. I don't want nothing to do with you, kind of deal.
Oh, there's a lesson to be learned by the end of this one. That's exactly why
so
we
pay
cover
attention
this shit.
again. There's a
That
Filipino
we think it's
involved
hilarious.
first, and he does want nothing to do with anything. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna take my kids and go somewhere else. So now you're left with 3 expats.
Hey George,
okay?
look what troll came around that's been in every troll room. James Gilbert, go sit somewhere else. Go back to wherever you came from.
James
Jenny
Gilbert.
Jones.
But
Talk
no,
about none of your business, Karen. It's whatever business we want to make
well,
it.
it is
when
only
there
because
are
somebody
simp
threatened Heidi.
sites. No, one second. When there are simp sites and other people that cover the exact same content, you bitches don't say
Well, they
nothing.
threatened you.
And when it comes down, it doesn't matter. We cover multiple things, just like we did Mark Thornton. Now he's talking about we owe Mark Thornton's wife an apology. No, we don't.
No,
You
we
put
don't.
yourself
They-
out there.
they
Your
put
man
it out
died.
there.
He admitted that he stopped his medications. This is what's not to do.
And
Today we're covering it because they've been running their
full
mouths.
disclosure, guys, we didn't
So
dig
none of your
any
business,
this up.
Karen?
We did not
Same
dig
with
any of
you.
this up.
You ain't gonna
We
be
did not
doing nothing
research any
either.
of this up. It just fell in our
Troll.
laps.
Been a
But-
troll.
But point being is again,
But thank you for coming
there's
in and
4
making a
guys
comment.
involved. The first guy's Filipino. He's gone out of the picture because he doesn't want nothing to do with this. So we have 3 expats that are left in the story.
And a
that's-
wife and kids in
right.
America,
And
along with a baby that is without
Right.
a
So I'm
real
just letting you guys
dad.
know. Don't get lost in the story because we're not done yet.
Well, what about the recent photos where she still, as of July 11th, has him in the photos
Okay,
with
now,
her for
these
her
are
birthday
facts
recently?
because, again,
Why would you still have
These
him
are
in
facts.
there?
First off, none of this is speculation because it already happened. But
Well,
these
there's
are
others
alleged.
involved. There's others.
However, what I'm trying to say is,
Well,
be
don't forget
aware-
about the new girlfriend that's watching it all in the
Well,
background.
that's what I'm saying.
The new housekeeper.
However, no matter how you play it, it's still deception. No matter how you deal the cards, it's still deception. So I don't care who you talk to, what you talk to, priest, dealer, thief, mafia, they'll be like, man, that's a little shady, bro.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what
the
I'm
fact they said they were married and a baby, he says that doesn't even play a factor that they're
No.
not married. But yeah, it is. You've been
It
leading
does.
people
It
along in
does,
your
because
channel how
when
to
you
date,
say
how to
things like
marry,
wife,
and that it's your
that's-
kid.
That
And
is a social structure created by man. Therefore, it's like a deed, except it's not a property as in a physical property. It's a property as in an emotional property. So if I call Heidi my wife, which she is technically my emotional property. So therefore, it's no different than me saying, "Oh, I own this building," but then I'm lying.
Which, by the way, looks like she did, which is another bombshell we're going to drop.
That's what I was getting to. And why don't you give them the deeds?
All right, so let me give you the nitty gritty. The biggest thing after they told everybody, not my baby,
By the
not
way,
my.
she may not even be aware of this.
Correct. It's a good chance that
She's
she doesn't even
probably
know it.
not aware of it.
So she might not have been so deceptive, but surely she has to know based on paperwork, or she did it without.
She would have an idea.
She probably should have an idea. So supposedly in this marriage situation that doesn't exist and there's no way to get a passport for the baby, she confesses before the baby is born. Then it all moves forward. Somehow in a very short period of time, he comes up with a new girlfriend. So he just got back a month after being in Bohol. And a lot of people are like, well, that's why he didn't respond in 5 weeks. I said, no, he said he watched that live stream. He just wanted to do content also, which, hey, it's fair game. That's fine. But in the meantime, he told everybody, and she did, that he's got a 20-year lease on the land. He invested all the money. She's living in a back house. He's living in the other house. They're going to share this land, and he's not going to be kicked off the land, and that she'll make sure he's taken care of. Well, the husband has come forward to say, not her land. Commercially, it belongs to me. It does not belong to Rose. She did not purchase this land. It belongs to me. So that little lease that he says he has got to be invalid, maybe,
So,
allegedly.
Pop-Up Jed, I mean, I'm not picking on you, but I'm just letting you know, you might want to look into this because this directly affects you.
Seems like his brother's been spewing some stuff, or family members, allegedly, stating that he got cut off some time ago because he said that she was no good. Well, a woman that cheats and then does that and destroys a family. She knew this other guy had a family when she did what she did. So she still did it anyway. So she not only destroyed Mr. Jed, she destroyed the other family and anything else that goes, and her current husband she's still married to. They also said that Jed, okay, had the ability to pay for the annulment, but he chose not to. So he had this ability to, when he had the money to do it, but it's possible they blew through all that money already.
Okay, now here's the reality, guys.
So he doesn't, according to what's out there, she doesn't even own the land to give that type of lease. So you don't invest every single dime you have the moment you get here and fall into some punani and lose your mind in investment. Because think about it. He was living in a pop-up camper collecting that check from COVID and got the inheritance, raced over. The woman that was in Makati wanted nothing to do with Mr. Jed, or I'm just going to say, whatever. Didn't want anything to do with Mountain Boy. And because of the way he was acting, same behavior that Rose slipped up and started talking about to people, that he drinks and he craps himself and he's just a drunk all the time and there's disagreements. And I could only imagine, they said, multiple sources said the man is just downright just the way it is. He's just rude, crude, and everything else, right? And then everybody came forward after they seen her live stream, said, yeah, there's a lot more to it. And I'm like, oh, wow. So it's like, that is the harsh truth. So there's a lot going on, guys, a lot more to the story. And then you said you feel that it's a big reason I get that I'm a loudmouth, but he's lashing out because he knows a lot of this coming out is the real truth.
No, I'm not picking.
When you go threatening somebody, that means we got to the core of you to make those threats, because it's putting,
I'm
you
not
guys.
picking on Jed, but when he put up his, his porcupines up and he was like going on defensive position, I was wondering, like, what the heck, bro? Why does it defensive position? We're not even after you. And that's why. It's because he felt threatened that we would eventually come up with this.
And people have been sending us stuff.
Right. So now, again, these are alleged, but just saying.
Watch their stuff and then listen to what they put out. I mean, they put their own stuff out there that gave us 85% of what we're telling you was from their own mouth.
Here's the problem.
The other people are in their circle, and I'm like, who would make up stuff about the PayPal and that the money that he put into her bank account? I mean, people usually don't make up the fine details like that.
But what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying is,
so he didn't have to.
We can't make this shit up. Fact. Me and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very creative, but I'm not like that kind of creative. I'm not like I'm not an evil, diabolical person by any means.
And then,
but what I'm saying is, we did not make this up. We can't come up with this. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because what I'm saying is, the problem you have is human nature is you will attack the person that says the truth. Period. Whether or not they're trying to say, hey, bro.
Because there were other people that told their story on the side, but it just seems to be.
Is, like I said, what I'm saying is, like, first off, he was attacking us.
Hey,
in our last live, I even said we were on Jed's side. That's my point.
Yeah, we said that in the beginning. We're like, I did go against Rose.
On his side.
We're like, yeah, she's cheating. You better get out of there. You better make sure the lease. And then someone says, no, it's not. It still belongs to her husband.
He doubled down and he threatened us. And now I'm again imploring you, Mr. Jed, with all due respect.
You can't put baby in a corner.
Be aware. Well, that's irrelevant. What I'm saying is, now I'm gonna be honest with you.
Is it down by the river?
Human nature, yeah, I know. Human nature is you attacked the person that will again says the truth, and the reason why I said that is you're probably gonna attack this again. You're gonna attack this video and us. But here's the thing: you have bigger problems because you know why?
You better worry about
your lease is probably invalid because that woman doesn't own the land.
And whatever your woman has told you is on shaky grounds. There's supposedly, allegedly kids in other places. What I'm trying to say is,
we are the least of your problem.
And what you do when you are sleeping.
We are the least of your worries. And again, in our last video that we did that you attacked us over, we were on your side, and yet you attacked us. And I guarantee you, folks, I'm talking to you guys, chat, and our viewers, he's probably going to attack us again, only because it's human nature.
Well, here's the other deal. Let's talk about his new housekeeper, and that's what she
Oh,
did.
no.
So he just released a video talking about his housekeeper. Well, there's still some. I pretty much said from memory, just from watching the video and from the people contacting. And I'm going to look in on some new messages that just came through just now. So here's the deal. He put out a video, and before he left like 5-6 weeks ago, around give or take or something. He went away to Behold to go pick up a new girlfriend. She won't be on the YouTube channel, not my YouTube channel anymore, that it'll be turned over to Rose. And so Rose took over it, mostly the baby. And I did criticize that because there's lots of laws around the world about using your kid as pure content, or they're setting some things in place for that. Do people do it? Yes. Is it right? The answer is no. You think your son wants to see himself in videos later being put out there the way you have? Probably not. You should think about that. And that's fine, but you're still being monetized on it. So you're being paid for that. And I thought you had money the way you went on in the child support. So anyways, so at this point, he went to Behold and he got another alleged mountain girl that is super broke, because he went on about her being super broke. The family has no money. Her 80-something-year-old mother doesn't. The sister lives out there. And I give them a couple thousand, 4,000 pesos a month, which is under $100. So he's already paying the family out there and moved the girl out there. Now they're all three living out there with this baby that belongs to somebody she cheated. How much? 4,000 pesos a month. He sends that money. Yeah, it's 5,000 would be 100. It's $90 a month, 85 or 90.
Is that inclusive of her pay or
no? He just separate. No, I don't know. What are you stopping me for that? Shh. You're interrupting my brain thoughts.
Okay,
my
sorry.
my transparent, non-transparent, rainbow-colored ADHD bipolar
Well,
thoughts
Tony
now.
Manning burnt his popcorn, so.
Tony, go sit down somewhere, Tony. So, anyways, make some more popcorn, please. Maybe he'll get you a Coke and Jack and Coke. Yes,
Right.
please. Look at George. Jack and Coke, please. So, okay, so he's living out there with her and Rose and the baby that belongs to somebody else, that she wrecked the family of an American woman and their family in the United States. Don't know how much the wife knows till yesterday. And all of the,
And they know now.
if you don't know, now you know. give me some, ready.
They know now.
Ready. If you don't, now you know.
Home wrecker.
Ready.
I'm a home
wrecker.
wrecker. I'm a home wrecker.
Boing, doink, 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 doink. Home
Home
wrecker.
wrecker. Yeah.
Doink, 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 doink. Doink, 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 doink. Home wrecker. We'll come up with an opera for you guys later. We'll do Phantom of the Home Wrecker. Like,
Hey. You can't hate though. That shit's fertile as shit. Just saying.
ladies,
You can throw like a dying seed on that ground. It's gonna flourish. Just saying. I mean, you have to give her credit. I'm just saying. I'm not picking at her. I'm
oh my
I'm gonna
God.
give her props for that. I'm just saying.
And here's the thing: what I laughed about the other day. She's like, my clock was winding down, or it's like shit, a long time ago.
That clock's on overdrive. Just saying.
Anything over what the age of 25 is overaged here.
I'm just saying. I mean,
there's a lot of Filipinas, like a lot of Asian countries and other developing countries, okay, where the women start early, man. 13, 14, all of this, and she's in her 40s. But here's the thing, it keeps coming out that there's a good chance she has other kids in Manila and some other places. She's been storing them somewhere. So I'm not believing at that age. And I said, gut feeling says there's some more kids out there. We're holding on that one. So, but it's sad because he showed himself, back to Jed, Mountain Boy, drunkard in the Philippines, YouTuber. By the way, he took back his YouTube channel from her, from the alleged ex-wife, which was never his wife. Right. He did that after we said that if it's in your name, we went through all the legalities of who owns, who's being paid, and all that crap. He put it back in his name and renamed it. Okay. And he took the channel back, and then he's done 2 videos. He said he would never put her in there, and here he is putting her in there. Supposedly she's in her, give or take, early 40s, mid 40s. And what we've seen, it doesn't look like she's in her mid 40s, but Filipinas do look young. You got to see some of it. She's wearing a face mask.
Yeah, no, they do look young. And honestly, biologically, I mean, I'm not a scientist, but I think they are younger biologically than Western women, only because
white cracks.
Well, here's a fact. I mean,
white cracks like the Wall Street Journal cracks, man.
Like, for example,
like the Epstein
just real quick, I'm not gonna break down here or anything. For example, McDonald's, the meat, the cow has steroids, yada yada yada. Guess what?
I got it. Here, check it out. Here, feel this. Here, feel this. Here, feel that.
Ooh, muscle. Yeah,
that's my steroids.
Yeah,
that's all American beef.
I just half Lou Ferrigno. But what I'm saying
I'm half beef, bitch.
Right, correct. Where's the beef? What I'm saying is that this is a fact that the beef, the McDonald's that our kids eat, have steroids in them, and our kids do get it.
Yeah, so she looks young, but so when
she's probably more lean, I guess is the word.
Well, that's what he's going on about. Oh, look at her. She only weighs this much, and look how lean and thin her arms and legs are. It was really creepy. It was like he was selling cattle or something.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is I'm not trying to pat myself in the back or my kind. What I'm saying is most Filipinos are probably biologically younger than
he puts
Westerners.
her. They first talk about the relationship, and he's showing her and bragging almost the entire video about how she cleans super well, how he sends the family money, and he's already exposing this new girl. And he then goes up behind her while she's cleaning the refrigerator, and he literally gropes her butt in front of his viewers, and he kind of semi grinds on her. And it's weird because it's like, until he mentioned he sent 4,000 a month to her and how she really loves to clean. I'm like, who really loves to clean? I mean, I like to clean, don't get me wrong. I do it as like therapy, and I'll go through the house when I can't sit still and I go cleaning. I get it. But I guess I said maybe she feels she has to, or it's kind of all weird. If I had zero money and somebody was paying all the bills at my family's house, I'm not going to be laying out there in a bikini or so. Well, maybe I would because I'm a boss bitch.
Well,
but my point is I guess I would feel that I needed to do something. And then he's showing how dirty the house is, and it was just, in a couple of videos back that Rose was explaining how she's, still responsible for him and how she does the wifey duties and all that. And I'm like, well, then what's the new girl for?
well,
And why was the place so dirty?
right. And here's the problem. And Tony Manning makes a good point because this is all related. Tony Manning says, where is it? It rolled up. I feel sorry for the new woman. She's been brought into this. And now, why would you feel sorry for her? One, be aware that a gentleman and a woman that are, whether or not one of them was in a relationship is irrelevant, because as long as one of them was in a relationship, the fact that one of them was in a relationship and they decided to go around that relationship and do the nasty and have a relationship with them too, that means that they have no problems or qualms in going around the next person's back. So what I'm saying is, for example, just an example, let's say Heidi. Let's say I'm with Heidi.
Looks like they're in the room right now.
Right. Let's say I'm with Heidi and
Hello.
I met this girl, and then
Peachback and Mountain Boy.
She's interested. There's this girl interested in me, and she wanted to bonk me, and I bonked her. What I'm saying is,
that or
there's
my insane
nothing
asylum
stopping
sister, one or
me
the other,
or her bonking each other or bonking somebody else in any future relationships, because you don't have that filter to stop you. And that's what I'm getting at. So yes, Tony Manning is correct. He feels bad for the new woman because in the end she's gonna get hurt probably.
Yeah, he's still in love with Rose. We said that. There was
no
doubt in our mind.
No, it is
and the fact that
it's a solid obvious thing.
The fact that Rose, as of just this month, was putting a photo of them together as man and wife, which they're not, that's Jennifer or them. So,
well, that's obviously, that's a soft opera account just by the name.
Well, yeah, I get that, but both of them have the capabilities of doing that. But I'm gonna leave it in there because I ain't worried about any shit that's ever said. But the deal is as of that deal, there's photos of them together on her birthday banner. And there's, before he went away to Behold, it's like, oh, daddy this and your daddy. And I'm like, but he's not the daddy. The baby was born out of wedlock. That's the biggest thing that pissed him off, is because I said the baby was a bastard. That's what we called him back in the day. There was no father. There is no, she wasn't married. She's married to somebody else, and she is a sinner. So that's allegedly what pissed them off. And anybody who threatens and makes fun of a baby, it's not making funny, sweetie. It's the truth. And that's what you got, was some truth. And so they want to use that to tilt over. But then when we found out about all of his other issues, it's like, yeah, go sit down somewhere. So that's the deal. The biggest takeaway from this is don't invest all of your inheritance money or the stuff you sell off, which happens a lot. Probably every couple guys take up their money, sell everything in the United States, their houses, their cars, their retirement money. They invest it fully in the Filipinas family, into her stuff, into land that they can't own. And then when they break up and she cheats and left him in the dust, which she did, she now claims she's giving him a lease on the land for the next 20 years. According to the current husband she's married to, it is not her land.
Yeah,
not
and,
in
and again,
any manner.
in her defense, be aware
Supposedly,
she's
allegedly,
not,
it's
she's
not.
probably not aware on who the current owner is.
Yeah. So that's what's actually come up is don't do it. We always got something around the corner. Yeah, just don't do it. You can't do that type of thing. You can't burn all bridges. And he didn't have many bridges to burn considering he was living in a literal pop-up trailer when this all started. But he did the first woman dirty in Makati. Then he said it's because she wouldn't move out to the country with him. Then he found somebody out in the country, and now she cheated on him. And the baby's not his. So they're crying in front of everybody for content. They wait 5 weeks later to attack me and thought I was going to sit down.
Well,
No,
that's the thing.
answer's
Why
no.
would you threaten Heidi because of the things that you guys admitted
Well,
on your own channel?
I'm sure there'll
And
be other
anybody
things.
in this chat and anybody in your chat will agree. You did say that with your own 2 words. Just saying. I mean, again, why would you threaten my disabled wife? That again is a permanent resident versus you as a tourist. Oh yeah. Oh, did I mention that I'm Filipino and married to her? And you're not? You're not even married to your Filipina. You know why? Because she's married to somebody else.
1 second.
You
Looks
know what I'm saying? And I'm not being mean here. I'm just telling facts. She's married to an American. That's not you. Both of you are living on land that neither of you own.
Well, isn't it weird that they met? Like she was still married, her husband's in the hospital. Now, they're give or take, we may be off on. There could have been 6 months after and she stayed away, or there was bad things going on in the marriage. But it's funny, while she was still married and supposedly while in the hospital, she was already on a dating site. But remember, she met him supposedly in a club. Now, maybe they just met there and met online, and it's a continued thing. But they married in a very short period of time. Things, some reason, didn't work out, but she was still married and still moved on. So she cheated on him to cheat with Randy, and then she cheated on Randy. Like George said, usually once a cheater, almost always will be a cheater, and
Okay.
everything else that goes down.
I'm going to address you, Terrence Miller, although because apparently you're somewhat a little off for my taste, but in all fairness. Now, Terrence Miller says, why must we talk about others? Well, first off, be aware, Terrence Miller, that the reason why we're talking about these couple is because first
or any
off,
of the expats.
Well, yeah, again, they actually said it themselves with their own 2 mouths, go on their own channel. They lied, they were deceptive. They deceived their own followers for months and months and months.
Saying they are
And
doing
they
charity
admitted,
work, which
keyword,
they did. We did
they
see their
admitted-
videos. Now, how
they
much?
admitted in their own channel, and all we did was talk about, like, hey, just so you guys know, they admitted this, they said this, and then why we're talking about this now? Because somebody decided to threaten us because all we did was, again, parrot, keyword parrot. You know what parrot means?
Maybe a little bit added,
you know what a
but
parrot is?
Not far from it.
Like, when you repeat something, it's called parroting. All we did was parrot what he said.
All we did was repeat expat news that's out there, exactly what's on other
Right.
YouTube. Like Mark Thornton. Mark put his own stuff. We repeated it. We repeated what happened in the fight at the, what's it called? People contacted us and said, no, Mark's like that all over town. So because we put facts out there and we were very boisterous, then all of a sudden it's like we're the bad people.
Let's say we did. Let's say we didn't parrot. Let's say we did say something. Does it make it right for somebody else to threaten their lives over?
Hold on, George. The next person, these got to be his people. So what's the point of calling the baby a bastard? Because I was born in the 70s. He is a bastard. I wasn't going to use Filipino words.
Go look at your English Webster
you
dictionary.
And others. Okay,
that's
correct.
Literally the literal meaning.
Correct. So nobody called the baby anything else but that.
And
okay.
again, if I call Heidi
besides
a
him being
bastard,
a white baby,
that would be a slur only because
Because I wasn't going to go through
she's
that
not a
his
bastard.
mother is a sinner, which I believe I did, and went through
Right.
the backside. I'm quite blunt.
Bastard is only a slur
He
if the
said-
person is not a bastard.
Well, or the person that takes it in sees it as, you know, oh my God, she's just talking. But
Right.
it is the truth. His mother did that to him.
It's kind of like
As
this.
a baby, I'm
Okay.
sure he's perfectly fine, but she's already set his life already. She keeps leaving videos around talking about, oh, he's a blessing and this and that. Yes, he is. I get that. But you're also living in the Philippines, portraying in a small mountainous area, cheated on your current man, cheated on whatever husband you had that you're still married to. You didn't dissolve the marriage, which it can be, by the way. With the type of money that was initially in the house, you guys could have, but you guys decided not to,
Right.
allegedly.
And
And so,
okay.
no, that's the only thing that was said.
now the other half of this argument.
And it's definitely
Right,
not worth.
hold on. Don't get rid of this. The other half of this argument. Tony Manning says, I'm not going to put up what Tony Manning says. I'm just going to tell you what he says. Tony Manning says, once a bastard, always a bastard. But the reason why I said don't take this comment down is because Rob Sullivan says,
Eventually, their
just
son
an
will
old
find out.
guy who grew up a bastard because I don't know my father. Now, I feel sorry, and I'm sorry that you don't know your dad. I get it. But guess what? Reality is, you can ex-nay me, Heidi, everybody on earth.
Not going to
It
change.
does not change the fact that that is what that word means.
And that baby more than likely is going to grow up out there in the country,
You
and they're going to
cannot-
know it.
you
They're going to
cannot-
know
right.
that's what he is.
You cannot say
And
because-
to an American man. So she was married to an American, lives with an American, and then cheated with an American man that has a family, and she's still a good person? No, not really. I'm going to tell you that right now. That is just outright not even
right.
close
and
to
I'm going
right.
to tell you right now, the problem that we have in today's society is there is no version of your truth. There is no version of my truth. There's no version of Heidi's truth. There's a version of your experience. There's a version of my experience. There's a version of Heidi's experience. What am I getting at? The truth
No,
is...
second wind, I agree. He says not knowing your parent doesn't make you a bad person.
No.
Nobody says the
nothing to do
baby is
with you,
bad, but it's going to put
but
him
it's
under a
still
bad
the
sign
label.
and bad
It's
in
still the
bad
label,
light.
right.
His mother already set him up in a bad direction. And
It's kind of like Section 8. Okay,
I
what's
mean-
Section 8? Section 8 is for retired military that were discharged because of certain disorders. Does that make them bad people? No, it's a disability.
but
That
it's a
does
label
not
put
make
on him.
them. That does not
It's
make
the
them
label
bad
that they
people.
throw on it. Right.
Correct.
Agreed.
So are you Section 8? Once you're Section 8, you're always Section 8. And guess what? That does not make them a bad person.
Yeah, nobody.
But it's a fact. It's kind of like the R word, the word. You can change the word all you want. It doesn't change that they're still over one chromosome. It doesn't change anything. You're just offended because of a word that, again, you have to have a word to, again,
Right, that's like, and I'm gonna say it. Just because you call somebody a retard, people are like, oh my God, she said something nasty. It's
because
a
that's
fact.
the word.
It's a fact.
That's the word. And I'm sorry if anybody
and
gets
I'm like,
offended.
that's the cross he wants
but
to
that's the
stand
official
on right
word.
now.
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
the deal is that this story goes deeper, and they're like, well, why should we? You know, we're not scammers and we're not this because we told people we were married and the baby was mine. Yeah, people have been sending money. Goes, that's not why they sent us money.
Well, and Heidi and like a spot says, now here's the thing, and this is kind of weird.
And later the baby and will turn into an
Right.
adult. They're still going to
And
know
here's
his
the
mother's
thing.
story.
This is a fact.
Internet's forever.
The only thing that can unbastard someone is a time machine. This is true. Because
And she's not supposed to be
if-
held accountable for
if
any of
you
her
had a
actions.
child out of wedlock, and then after they were born, you married that person a year later, guess what? It still doesn't change what they are. They're still a bastard.
Well, what did she think was happening? I mean, she thought she could just keep pulling wool over everybody's eyes. So she did this to multiple
And I'm
people
not
and
being
to her own
mean.
child. She did
Nobody's
it.
being mean here. That's what
See,
is.
living in the Philippines is like going back 20 or 30 years. If you did the same thing in the 70s, 80s, or even 90s, like when my
And
kids
I
were
hate to
born,
say
I
this,
was young when my kids were
this-
born, and I got
this
chastised
makes it
constantly, and I was
worse.
married.
This makes it
I
worse.
was married to the father of my kids and still got put down
Well,
for being 18
And
when the
this
kids
makes
were
it worse
born.
in the Philippines.
Oh, you're
because
too
again,
young,
and
you're
that's
no
why
kind of mother.
me and Heidi said something. Oh, and then you bring her to church. But guess what? You know why she does that? Why she brings the
Hey,
child
look.
to church? Again, I'm not picking on anybody.
Hey, check who's in the house. Hey, what's going on, Ace Bachelor?
Hey, Ace Bachelor.
Hey, Ace.
The
What's
reason
going on?
why she does this, here's the thing, to add to the deception, allegedly, is because
Hey, that was me, Tony. So what
the
you talking
child
about?
of the father of the child is Jed. Get it? That's the current story that they're running with.
Yeah, see.
So what I'm saying is, be aware what they're telling you guys.
Oh, it's probably going to be a
there.
cycle, yes.
What they're telling you guys, or they're telling on YouTube. Oh, you know, this, that, this. He's not this. He's.
After what you heard, and then you seen their stuff, it all makes sense.
In reality,
I mean, she admitted
in
that,
reality,
but now looks like he's got a lease that does not even exist.
She's pretending that Jed is the father, and that's why she's prancing around with this child proudly, is because she's saying, oh, Jed's the father. And again,
she has a Facebook page that's for her viewers, and so does he. And on her Facebook and on her videos, she shows the birthday banner and awards up on the wall, and the birthday banner still shows them hand in hand with the baby. And I'm like, but it's not. And not only did you do that, but she's actually wrecked another woman's life in America. The American woman.
No, this is
him.
fact. This is fact.
So it wasn't even with a single guy until recently. Nobody even knew that he was a married man.
Allegedly,
Well, that's the dude's name. They admitted him, and that's the name of the guy that was at the house. That is a fact. He's the guy shows, the woman shows married. He shows married, and it shows their kids' names and adult kids in photos. What do you mean? There's no alleged around that. He's a married man.
All right, guys, it's time to reveal our next guest. Just sex her. Just.
Who are you getting?
All right, guys, it's Maury Povich time. Maury, come here. He doesn't want to.
Oh, Maury doesn't even want to.
Yeah, Maury doesn't want to touch this.
She has cheated, what, 3 times. The cycle will continue because she thinks it's right. No, once a cheater, always. It'll just continue. It'll never stop.
Okay. Yes,
and
this is sadly,
I'm sure they blew through that money. Yeah. So this inheritance makes sense. She initially hooked up
what inheritance?
The $100,000 when his mother passed away.
Which
and
mother?
His checks. What do you mean, what mother? I mean, listen, dude. So on her own page, other pages, the wedding photos are there of her. And the man that she was with is currently 85. So he was 80 or so when they met, give or take. So we're off on a few years. You're still, what's his name? One time, she didn't have no facts right. And she didn't even know my age. Who gives a rat's ass? I know you're old. That's what I know.
Oh, that's right.
And you're a drunkard.
That's Jed's last name. Clampett.
Yeah, Clampett.
Clampett.
Yeah, he got offended that we called him Peachback Mountain because the reason I keep saying Peachback Mountain, let me break this down in Snake Boy, is because we're talking about Brokeback Mountain, them 2 gay guys and the families' lives that were destroyed by them going out.
Oh, that's
and
right.
herding cattle.
That's right.
They both had women.
Yeah,
they were both straight men that went out to the mountain and caused but I call her Peachback because the way she does the simping videos and everything else, and it's kind of a whatever on that. So.
Mark says women love to create chaos and drama. Well,
I'm sure.
Not necessarily women.
Terrence says he's the daddy. Okay. Yeah. Hey. There is a video a year and a half ago where there is a man that appeared, and he was a guest invited out there, and they ended up sleeping together. And they're not even trying to hide it. The video's up and everything else. So let me see if I can give you an alleged name. I have an alleged name.
Guys, I'm talking to the guys here. Now, if you're that thirsty, just contact us and they'll show you a good time. And it'll probably only cost you less than.
Her husband is
It'll
still
probably cost you less than
alive.
probably like 10,000 pesos, if that.
He's still in Tennessee.
Point being is
He met her in 2019.
it's
They
not
married
worth
2
it,
weeks
guys.
later.
It's really not worth it.
Sorry, it's not a pawn shop. He actually outright owned a jewelry store in Cebu. I'm going through some of the details of who the baby's father. This is still currently talking about
these are
roses.
Deets.
These are the
These
leak
are details.
leaks.
Yes, these are details.
He came back from the hospital, found out about Snake Boy or Randy. Mr. Professional Vlogger giving us advice that our numbers are not real, and he's been giving us advice that I should do a cooking / how to lose weight channel because he's obsessed with me.
Right.
So
a certified channel, yes.
yeah, right. Mr. Swanson. Let's see. Well, we know what the name of our other channel is. There it is. The father of the baby allegedly coming from inside the Philippines is reported, as they and others have said out loud on their page, left in details, Rodney. Now we know a last name, Aday, A-D-A-Y, found on Facebook along with the family. Rodney's wife is also on Facebook to be found. And Rose has or doesn't have any compassion for the wife and the guy's family. She knew about it. So when he came, they already knew about it. If we...
Well, of course you do.
What? What's that?
It's kind of like, okay, for example, our moderators, Ted and Scott, just two examples. Of course we know, like, Ted has a wife, and of course we know that Scott has a girlfriend. You know, that kind of deal. That's what I was getting at. Of course you know.
Oh, do we have somebody out there?
Yeah, there's something.
Oh, snap.
Look, wait, man. 214.
Hold on. I can't see. The report came in. There's another report somebody just sent. Like,
Oh wow, that's a long report.
Yeah, my guess is they're linked to drinking and stuff, but there's.
That would be my guess too. 214. It's raining hard too.
So there's a, what's it called? The umbrella. I use the big one by the door.
I'm okay.
I don't. Do you have? Unless just let her keep it.
Yeah,
So,
this is.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what it is. Huh? Do what?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah, I can't actually even see because it came up. Okay, so supposedly Snake Mountain Boy had, 1 second. Yeah, so anyways, the whole point is, I guess we all have a pass. Oh, here, yeah. What are you doing? There. Let's say hi. Let's say hi to everybody. Let's say hi. There's Calvin. Hi, Calvin. One of the kittens. The size of him compared to his sister is unreal. His sister is like half his size, but they're now officially about 6 months.
He's almost the size of.
He's been fixed, and his brother's been fixed, and then we're doing his sister here. Should be at the end of the month or 1st of August. Hi, Tweety. Who is it? That's Calvin. Let's say hi. Here you go.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, there's Calvin. So, anyways, a whole bunch going on, guys. So the whole deal today, the first thing that went through our mind is the first thing they claimed in covering their story is that he's safe. that all the money he invested will now officially be saved because he's got a lease. And if it is what everybody says, there's no possible way. What are you doing, TT? What are you doing, huh? The other cat. So we'll go through the comments and let us know what you guys think. A lot of you guys already know who this is. Again, this is just an update of what's really going on. The shocking part for me is I didn't know that she chose a man that's currently in a marriage, and it's crazy. So it just goes all the way around in a circle. So she basically just wrecked people on all sides. And the whole thing is, here's my baby. He's a blessing, which he is, but also he's I don't know, it's almost like a shield, or it's off, George. All because her time clock is running out. She just destroys poor Randy. She destroys.
Well, that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. The issue I have is Jed is like white knighting, and I'm like, why are you white knighting, bro?
Yeah, well, I get that he's in
You're
love.
the victim. You're the victim.
Possibly even the first husband. There's nothing saying that the first husband she was with that had a good setup and bought all the properties and land that she's on, that he was good or bad to her. And I get there are reasons, but she did marry him in 2 weeks, and by the end of the year she was running off. So she didn't even stay in the marriage. So why did she marry the 80-year-old?
Second one says George still dead.
Well, we already said regular guy was in that area.
I'm just saying. Sowing the seeds of love.
Right.
The seeds of love.
No, Del, we do not. So, Bobby G. Probably. It's a good story, isn't it? But if there's a takeaway,
well, here's the thing.
Don't play in the Philippines.
This is the sad part about the story for those who just now joining in. All these names, I can't keep up with whose pecker got wet. No, it's really hard to keep up because, again, there are 4 guys that are like in this picture that we know of. Again, the Filipino, you don't know. He pretty much is out of the picture. And there's 3 expats.
And honestly, you guys can say who it is. We've already said who this is. I don't even know. All of it's possible.
The first expat,
stuff he hates. Right. He hates to hear that, there is no indefinite except for the words they've said.
Right.
And others are saying right now.
Right.
We're just.
So the third expat is the one that's threatening Heidi. The third expat is Jed, a.k.a. Jed.
It's Randy. I'm just going to get straight to Randy.
Now,
we just joked about
the other 2 expats. The other 2 expats, one of the expats is the one that owns the land, aka properties. The husband.
Her husband from 2019.
Okay. And then the last expat is the baby's daddy. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's 3 expats and a Filipino.
So in a nutshell, you had a Filipina that married an older guy that was 80 years old at the time in Cebu. I guess her family lives up in this area. Or lives in that area up in the mountain.
Well, see,
and then she married him, and the guy bought property. He owns a jewelry shop. He's the one with the money. And within a year, something went wrong because when he went to the hospital and something happened, she was nowhere around afterwards. We don't have all the details. The stuff coming in is that he had to go look for her. She was gone out of the country or gone somewhere for a while. Now, maybe she was in OFW at some point, maybe something, I don't know, but supposedly he couldn't get a hold of her or couldn't while he was in the hospital. When this all came to light, she was already with Randy. He found out that she was already he said they were in an online relationship for a while. But Randy, remember, here's another thing. Randy was already in a relationship with a woman in Makati when they hooked up online. So was Randy still with that woman when he talked to Rose? Which is another situation. So I don't know. So at this point, They move in together. He has a bunch of money transferred to Rose's bank, allegedly, and all the money stays in Rose's pocket, which also pisses off a family member of Randy's. He was told that there was something off on the woman. I guess he stopped talking to family. Randy stopped talking to family members based on this stuff when his current woman, Rose, was called a scammer and a problem. So he cut the rest of his family off. So he's living up in the mountains, and they opened a YouTube channel 2022. And when they did this, they told everybody, we are married. Happy wife, happy life. And she puts coconuts up on her nubs, and they're doing all this typical simping. Here's my woman, like he's doing to his new housekeeper. He's got the new girl up on YouTube doing the exact same thing. So he's showing her off, doing all this. Look at her and look what I've got. And I'm an old dude. And he uses the old dude stuff, okay, as the main situation. And all of a sudden, okay, her time clock is running out. They come forward after what's it been 2-3 years worth of YouTubing and say, listen, we've been deceiving you. And they release a video that the new baby that he said was his is not his. He goes, it's not mine. It belongs to somebody else, somebody that's been up here visiting. There was only 2 or 3 visitors they've shown, and the guy's name is out there. Secondly, at that point, they announce they're not married at all. They do a lot of charity, saying they collect money and here's my PayPal and all of this, and monetize based on people watching them because they're married and got a wholesome family they've been showing off. In the meantime, none of it's true. And they come forward and they're crying and don't be mad at Rose because of all of this. It's, you know, it is what it is. And he defended every action of hers while she's holding the baby, bouncing, making faces and cutting him off the way I cut George off and all that shit. But she's going on the whole time. At that point, other stuff now has broke out that the man she slept with is married and has a kid. And then he announced that he's getting a new girlfriend. Won't be no more YouTube channel, but as soon as he got back, he started it. He started the YouTube channel with her on it. Same YouTube channel. It was in Rose's name. He took it back, put it back in his name, and now he's got the new woman on there, and he's sending money to her family. He's starting all over again, sending the new family money, and it's a wild story.
All right,
and
guys.
the land belongs to the original husband, allegedly, and that there's no way that that lease could be real.
All right, we have breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Don't touch that dial.
Oh, no.
Scott in Isaac Road says, is Q the father? Dun, dun, dun.
Probably the kids that are running around Manila. He's been here forever. It's probably who the baby's daddy. Yeah, see, I don't know why it does that. I can't say
No,
that.
one of them is under the, both of them are under the
Okay.
The other ones are the ones on the very bottom.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, he broke them down.
Gotcha.
Oh crap! Tony Manning says this is Jerry Springer. Oh my god, we were just talking about Jerry Springer just earlier, right before the live. I was like, did you know that Jerry Springer? I was like, did you know that Jerry Springer ran for governor in Ohio? And then Jerry Springer Show was actually a news show, and then he turned it into a drama show. And
Oh, wait
obviously,
a minute. Do you see what that says? IRS.
Yes, I'm aware. Did
okay.
you know that IRS have their own law enforcement? They don't have their own. They have their own cops. They have. Yeah, they're autonomous. Yes.
There's a good chance, being he's been here since X amount of years, that IRS debt still stands. So
Well, you have to remember that
allegedly there's an IRS
with
debt.
said,
I mean, I've had past credit cards and other things.
You know,
yeah, I mean, we get it, but when you owe the IRS, that puts you on a different level.
No.
Credit cards or something. I mean, you should always pay your debt. Don't get me wrong. I ain't even going to pretend I'm clean.
Like I said, you're not even dealing with cops. You're not even dealing with FBI.
So that's not even the kettle calling the white boy with the beer. You know, white. It's saying I get it, but the IRS is a different level for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hate
don't
to
mess
say
with
it.
them.
But and I'm surprised they didn't dox his Social Security, or maybe they did already.
Somebody told me the only thing worse than child support which they're really bad, by the way, even if you don't owe anybody.
Hi, Pigsy. You want to come up here and say hi, Pigsy? There's Pigsy.
The IRS is worse than child support.
Look at Pigsy's tail, guys. Look at her weird tail. We call her Pigsy. And so we show her dad is outside. We call him Boss Hog. Here, give him that kiss then. There's Pigsy trying to get a kiss. Hi, Pigsy.
Hi.
She's been sitting here the whole time next to me being patient. I didn't do I usually do eggs and like my like bean patties that I make.
Second one. You ain't right.
And I didn't eat breakfast this morning. I'm having a coffee breakfast this morning. So they're sitting here waiting for their eggs. So they usually have breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, we're currently having a monsoon right now. There's some
there are warnings.
Warnings right now in our area.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Not in our area.
Oh shit! Tony said anything over 25 is considered a leftover woman. Yeah, anywhere in the world.
Well, more so in Asia, yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes, once you hit 30, you're like, yeah, you're old news. Yeah. Literally. And I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just saying.
Fridge too far. Yeah, he's got a lot of refrigerators. It's weird. I'm assuming it was for when they put the pork and everything, but I'm not even sure if they're still doing it. I haven't noticed her putting any more of the pigs up, and the refrigerators are empty. So did they even reinvest, or are they currently broke? Who knows? Yeah, I definitely feel sorry for the Pigsy. Get out.
Yeah, working on it says the IRS doesn't play games. They always get their money.
It could be old. It is information that came up that some of the stuff that's filed, is, and it could be old. It might have already came out of his check and everything. It's hard saying if it's valid or not.
God dang you, Scott.
What's
Scott says George likes to eat leftovers.
Oh, snap. Let's put up our birthday code because George has got to afford to take me out.
Smells like fish.
I don't know. Right? How do you know it doesn't smell like donuts, bitches?
Right.
Someone tried to throw that up there, and they're like, neighbors reported that Heidi stinks. And I'm like donuts, bitch.
Dennis Hunt says he's a cute baby. Well, again, that's the thing.
Cute. Yeah, nobody's...
It's not an attack on the baby. It's just sorry.
It's
a baby born out of wedlock.
It is the mother's responsibility.
Correct.
All the way around. And honestly, you guys think it's okay. Anybody who thinks it's okay for her to run her channel with the kid on there is wrong. I'm sorry. The fact that you're putting a new baby up there, whether she's not showing off, she's being monetized. And it's originally some of how people were giving money to her and sending gifts for the baby. And that's okay. But those that already know the whole story, that she cheated on Randy and now she cheated on her first husband and that she cheated with the man that cheated and she's all the way responsible for that. And you're sending her gifts. You guys are a simp. You're a simp for sending any additional money or anything else. It's just wrong all the way around.
No.
The baby is fine. He's cute. And just because George said he's a blessing, and I was like, and he's a bastard, that's what sent Randy over the edge. And too bad. It's the truth. It's not, if I was going to give the kid a name, it would not be that. You understand? If I was going to actually start a whole slur on a kid, it wouldn't be that. Okay, he's a blessing and everything. She should keep him off air. I mean, you're putting eyes, including, do you realize what the Philippines is known for as far as trafficking and dirty old men and all that? And you're putting a baby in front of all of these guys that are watching you dance and sing or whatever you're doing, and you're putting this baby on, and maybe he doesn't want to be on.
So here's a real issue that, again, working on it says, Homewrecker Rose, poor Brenda, she should walk away while she can. And the reason why this is, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is. The fact is there's nothing stopping both individuals from it happening again with each other, especially within close proximity. They're literally within
cleaning his house. Yeah, talking about the housekeeper, the new woman,
well,
Brenda.
I'm not talking about Brenda.
Oh, I'm just talking about Manning said fall for 80.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, again, that she's the one that's caught in the middle, literally, and she's right there, literally. it's still the same
And they're
property.
still, yeah, they're all like, he just on the last video with her, he was like, oh yeah, she's happy, we're all happy, we're all getting along. I said, the more he says that, the more I'm not going to believe it. It's just the way they kept going on and stuff.
All right, and you have to remember that it's human nature fact that if there's a fight, doesn't matter which side has a fight, whether, you know, the girl side, male side, again, I'm just letting you know, it's the default reaction of any human being, and again, I'm not even talking about these guys. The default reaction of any human being is, if they had a fight with their current partner, is to run to the partner that will listen. That's the closest.
Oh, look at our fake little,
what I'm saying?
look at our new
So
fake.
they're gonna run to.
Look at our fake account here. At least he has money, not a brokey like you. I doubt it. I doubt in that position that he does. So whatever. Troll account, probably him or old Brit. So no, we can always tell when troll accounts come around. If you was one of our regulars saying we were broke, you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. I don't care. I put it up there because it just gives me a chance to pick on them. More than likely, that's who it is them. And what? We already said that. When did we ever say we had a ton of money? But better than being centers and everything else. And simp. He's the biggest simp of the century. He's the one without a lease. And it's the saddest thing I've ever seen. So living in the land of one and done. Welcome to Hotel California, right? What are you doing there, Cookie? Let's talk about what we do, because we do. I know this is further back from earlier, but why must we talk about what others do? Let's talk about what we do. Yeah, we do. So it just happens to be what's going on. We've never hid that. That's what our channel's about. It's not about simping. It's not about putting somebody up to simp. It's not about lying about the Philippines. It's not about coddling the Philippines. It's about expats that make mistakes, what not to do as an expat when you get here, and current what's going on. So we do. It depends on the day, but we have hundreds and hundreds of videos showing this expat help. Right. So we do all the above, honey, including news. And breaking news flash, this is news. He does not technically have a place to live. He needs to have a conversation with Rose. Show us the money. Show us the papers. Well, show us your lease that's legally. Yeah, show us the lease that shows that you guys.
The actual.
Yeah, he should have a legal. Yeah, yeah.
No, not him.
Then that would show people.
Show nothing to do with us. What I'm saying, she has to show Jed the title, not us. We could care less. That's your business. But anyway,
well,
speaking of somebody who's got in trouble, who got in trouble?
Oh, you want to go into the second story?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Well, not really. Big Burr Skeet. So let's move on to the next story. That the other channel that we covered was a guy who came here, and he's been here a few times. Come from California. We covered him. Big Dog Strategy or something. And he's been covered by a few other channels. But when he did come in, he showed how he does drugs. He gets up in faces. He's doing the same stuff that this Vitelli almost.
He's not as obnoxious.
On the airplane, he was up in people's faces and saying nasty stuff. And he does. He's out there.
He's not a tryhard. What I'm saying is he does it naturally. The Vitelli is really trying hard to be annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like he has to work it. Vitelli did.
Yeah. So the deal is with him is he disappeared off the scene, But before he did, he was doing live streams where he was sitting there with the drug dealer. This is my drug dealer. And he pointed all of this out in front of people.
And
Can you hunt down these girls? And I like them a certain age. And he talks about getting young girls under the age of 15, 16, 14. And that he does it when he comes here. And he said, do it again. And then they talk about, I want to be in the club. They're telling all of this stuff in live streams over and over again. And he shows his drug use inside the hotel room, shows his weed on the table, does the whole 9 yards, right? So he goes on and on in front of the world. We cover him like, hey, don't be like this guy. He's going to get blackballed, blah, blah, blah. Well, it looks like he's been in rehab this whole time. Like, he proclaims to be the most diehard druggie there is. And that's where he's been. He's been in rehab. Soon as his dad picks him up from rehab and he shows up, okay, his dad takes him straight to the airport to leave the country, and he's heading back to the Philippines. So he heads back to the Philippines and got blacklisted. They caught him when he came in, and they held him for a little bit and turned him right back around. He gets on an airplane. He's sitting at airports doing lives. Oh, I got banned from the Philippines. I'm heading to another country. I think he was heading because he has to return to LA. They're not going to let him buy another ticket from there. He has to return to his home country when you get blacklisted like that. So as soon as he says he's getting there, he's heading out. So that's the last we actually heard is Burr Skeet Boy that just put everything in front of everybody, just like some of these other out there vloggers. He did get blacklisted, and he was in rehab the whole time. So,
but he has a money back plan though.
Oh, he said he's going to get his money back for the plane ticket. He says he's going to do a charge back.
Yeah,
I thought
he's gonna call the credit card company. I'm not quite sure what he's gonna say. He's probably gonna say, "Oh, I never got on the plane." Probably, I don't know. I don't know how we can pull that off.
I don't know, but it just came up less than 48 hours ago, and we're like, well, we figured he wouldn't get back in. But a lot of people, there were rumors he was in China, that he got stuck in Korea. All this weird stuff was being made up. He has to go. I thought he just scratched me. Stop. So you hold on to him. Why are you scratching, Calvin? Huh?
He's just playing.
I know, but he must be scratching at the bottom of the jacket here. He's scratch. And it's not. He's been in rehab the whole time. And soon as he got out, his dad picked him up at the door, did a live stream based on that, and then he did a live stream to the airport and same stuff. And then got caught at the airport in Manila. So.
Right. So again, that's one of the reasons why you probably guys behave. I mean, I get it. Some of us are like by default like a-holes, but I'm saying just at least behave.
Well, I wouldn't have put my full business out there like that. I mean, we do a different level. We don't say that we're sitting around doing...
Yeah, and you have a rug dealer. Don't put him on YouTube. I mean, dude.
Yeah, he actually brought the Filipino guy with him.
On camera.
And the guy was all up in the camera like
dude,
this, and I'm like,
don't
what?
do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my gosh.
Who did that? No. An American did that, too. Who was it? It was recent, too. But anyway. Dave says never watched him. I don't know Big Bird Boy, and so I'm not gonna have any.
No, it's a much smaller channel, but it came up in our feed, and then somebody had told us that there's this guy that's showing he only likes the women that are purchased, and he actually says he doesn't even do that all the time. He just takes them out to eat and gets them free. And he's bragging and putting down the Filipinas and going through the whole cycle of showing them on camera, cleaning his room, and he talks nasty with them, and he shows his use of, party favors and his drinking, and it's really odd. And then he did live streams with his dealer, and so a lot of people at that point caught their attention, and he disappeared. And so it was.
Yeah, I always says smash the like button. Tony Man says they gave him a temporary chargeback. What's a temporary chargeback?
Which is wild. Yeah, I guess.
What's that?
Well, the bank, if that came out of his bank.
It's like they will give you your money back.
Until it's settled, right.
Just so you guys know, what I'm saying is They give you the money back, but then they're like,
they can take it back.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's
As
what I'm
soon as
saying.
they find out so he told them
Yeah.
that they wouldn't let him
So
in
they-
the country.
yeah,
He didn't
take
tell them the
backs, yeah.
reason. And he might get to keep it. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they would even do a temporary money back on a plane ticket because he already made it here and he already made it back. So because he got thrown out of the country or rejected is not the plane companies. Whoever sold him that ticket will fight that. They will find out he got blacklisted.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
it'll
yeah,
get
no,
down
it's
to
not
a
that hard,
search.
yeah.
Yes, it won't take
Yeah.
long.
Raymond Walker says that was stupid. I believe he's talking about putting your rug dealer on camera.
It was crazy.
No, that was just dumb. Yes. This blog says happy early birthday. Oh, thank you so much. Actually, it's Heidi's
In a
early
couple
birthday in a
days.
couple days.
Um,
Mine's already just recently passed.
Thank you. It says the new
but
lady.
thank you guys. Thank you so much for your birthday wishes.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, and your birthday blessings. Thanks so much. We had
Oh,
cake.
the pixie.
We had like this chocolate cake that Heidi made.
Yeah.
Sugar free.
It said the new lady may just be a good person with morals.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, it's very possible. Yeah, but remember, that's nothing to do with them.
Yeah, so it's extremely an odd situation for the new girl, and she has to know. She now knows because it says she's been reading the comments. So she knows that Rose cheated, knows that he's not the dad, knows all the in-between things, and he sends the family money, and she's there as the new girlfriend, which, by the way, he met her also on the dating app. So he just goes from, and you have to ask yourself, or the whole situation of,
Oh, hi. No, it's
yeah, baby puppy there. I don't know. I don't know.
Tito Georgia Strauss says it's all about Randy. There you go.
Dave's like Jet Clamp.
Yeah.
We got to guess. Yeah, no.
Tony Manning says what? I can't see it.
I don't know. I'm way at the
It's kind of
top.
blocked.
In fact, Hillbilly in the Flower, the new song, Hillbilly in the Flower and His Maid.
You're not the father. There you
Yeah, women like to create.
go. Tito Georgia Strauss says all about Randy's money.
I hate to say it. I don't know. I mean, the woman that he met up with initially when he had all of the money, it's like she put out some of the stuff that was allegedly said by him being a drinker and family members and others reporting he's peed himself, crapped himself, drinks from morning to night. He's verbally gets upset a lot. And I was like, yeah, I could picture all of that. We seen the way he acted out over me and stuff. So without a doubt. And it's like, yeah, 1 second. Oh,
No.
yeah. So
Well, what it is, you have to remember that it doesn't matter whether male or female, whoever your partner is, sometimes you don't realize what they sign up for.
yeah. So it's
You know what I'm saying?
but it has to be because he was getting no hits in the United States. And if he walked into a bar or somewhere else, even if they don't know he's a drinker and he does smoke a lot of cigarettes, they said he smokes a lot. Okay, well, nobody wants to, especially in the last X amount of years, likes a heavy smoker. Like a lot of the Filipinas in Dumaguete, when the pandemic was over and the guys started arriving, a lot of them were complaining about men that were smoking a lot and drinking a lot.
Well, that's a good example. Like for instance, like if you're
Andy's not. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it out. He's
Right,
just not
and-
that attractive. I mean, I'm even
Well,
as me.
I'm not. That's kind of more subjective than anything.
Oh, he's got a good personality. Yes.
Well, I'm saying what's attractive to one, what's not. It's not attractive to another. But anyway.
All right. Let me know if you guys think that these women chose him based on his personality and his looks. Had nothing to do with the 100,000. Had nothing to do with him
That's
pouring
dollars,
money
by
into
the
the
way.
farm.
That's dollars.
None of that. Had nothing to do with that. We've seen his attitude through all of his videos and stuff.
Well, what I'm saying is again that
I doubt.
let's go into simple things. Let's forget whatever, issues the person has. If a woman is with a guy and the guy didn't disclose, hey, by the way, I'm a smoker, and then he's a smoker, that could be a deal breaker. What I'm saying is, what more of the other issues, if that makes any sense? Because nobody's going to date, fairness, nobody's going to start dating somebody, oh, by the way, I pull a Alan Roker here and there, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to do that. So it's kind of like one of those things. I mean, we have to be fair. I mean, nobody in the chat is going to say, oh, yeah, on our first date, I say, oh, yeah, pulling that Alan Roker here and there, that
Well,
kind of
it's
deal.
Saturday. They said they just announced that.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, they canceled school and a lot of things going on today.
On a
because
Saturday?
Well, I know that. I'm not the. Yeah, maybe there was.
Don't get me wrong. There are Saturday classes, yes, but
No, it said everything, public,
no,
anything going on.
No, it's really bad out there. Yes.
Yeah, due to from 12 on.
Okay, so it says down here, Dennis Hunt says she has a lot of pigs. Robert Goodman says it's 100% about the money. Dennis Hunt says, I wish I had the money to go with my good looks. Visankano, how you doing?
Hey.
Visankano says, money, and if he's old, Social Security. There you go. Dennis Hunt says, Rose has a lot. What's up with the pigs? Anyway, I think that's, you're trying to.
Maybe he can be the babysitter.
Have a play on words there. But,
yeah, do a cooking show. No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, like the answer is no. Like he's giving advice on telling me to do weight loss and all of that. Yeah, this is not my channel. I'm on here, but you gonna let us turn this into a cooking channel? No. Right?
Thor's Life in Bahal says, I always ask if the guy's a smoker before I even decide to date him. No, that's the point. What I'm saying is, again, it's like
Robert says, so Rose is the home wrecker. What would you call her? Please, everybody, what would you call the situation of her cheating on her initial husband with Randy?
She's pulling a Miley
and then
Cyrus,
Randy, she cheated with another American, had a baby, and then that American wrecked his home. So who do you think wrecked the father of her baby? She wrecked the American family in the U.S. I mean, the guy did it to himself by having relations with Rose and then had the baby. But that wrecked that. She's still involved in wrecking that side. She's involved in wrecking Randy, and then she's involved in wrecking whatever was left or current of her current marriage when she went on with Randy. So I don't exactly call that just, coincidence. He keeps repeating that, she's innocent, she's a good person. I'm not doubting she doesn't do good things and that she's nice with other people. That's the same with me. I'm a bitch and a half, but usually people see me as a good person. Same thing, I get it. But that doesn't take away the things that I've done in the past. I can go forward and be a better person. But when you repeat and rinse, not what happened 20 goddamn years ago. We're talking now in the last couple of years. No, it's she cheated on her first husband and cheated on Randy and then cheated with a guy that cheated on his wife and brought that in. And then that's exactly what I would call it. There's no alleged possible anything around that. You couldn't smooth that down with Jesus's dog.
Right.
It's like,
Mark,
okay, no,
Mark
it didn't
says
happen.
Randy should give relationship advice in his YouTube channel.
That's what he said he's going to do. He said with his channel, now that he's officially taken it back with his woman Brenda, that's what he said. I'm going to give dating advice, how to date Filipinas, and we're going to talk about the Philippines, and we're going to help people out. And I'm like, really? That's what he's going to do?
Interesting.
Why don't you find out that your lease is okay before you brought your woman over?
I can't see y'all making a cooking channel. George should start a War Thunder channel. I'd watch and yeah, I do play War Thunder, just so you guys know. And yes, I am legendary in Call of Duty in 3 different accounts. But anyway.
Right. So there are other channels that we already have that we don't need to do that. So in other words, we're not ever going to change.
Damn, Melvin says Rose got game.
Oh no, George. Rose has been around like throwing a hot dog down the hallway.
Hot dog down the hallway. Where's that? Oh, okay, you gotta play the video now.
All right.
You gotta play the video now.
All right, hold on. I gotta
Hot
get it
dog
first.
down the hallway.
I don't know if it's actually.
It's in. Oh, right. This is the new computer. That's right. This is the new computer. It's in the
Well,
old
will this go
computer.
blank? I can go. I think
No.
it's in the old-
We'll go in the corner.
We'll find it.
It's not
Actually,
gonna go blank. Go ahead. It's working.
I don't think it's in there.
Oh, you didn't put it.
Yeah, I don't think
How
that,
can you not?
why
Oh my
would
God!
I-
That's our theme song. Hot dog down the
All right,
hallway.
this might go blank for a minute while I
It
go
won't-
look
it's
for
not
the
gonna
meeting.
go blank. We're gonna go in the corner. See?
Oh, okay. I
Hi
see.
guys. Yeah. Oh crap! It's not there. Oh wait,
Why
wait,
would
wait. That's
it-
the uploaded one.
Let me. It would. I think it's.
We do have a music video. Hot dog down the hallway.
No, it would be in there under. No.
Oh, you don't put everything on the downloads folder? No, I'm just asking.
No, it would have been.
It's fine. Yeah.
I didn't transfer every single.
No, I get it. I mean, who does that? I'm sure you do. Anyway.
Right. It might be in here. One second. That was hilarious. You brought that up. I bet that kitty was
No way,
loose.
it's in the drive. That could be. That would make sense.
There it is.
Oh my gosh, it is.
I bet that kitty was loose.
Wow. Download it. It's got a virus.
It doesn't have a virus. It says any files bigger than this, do you still want to download it? We didn't put a virus in our own thing, dude.
Yeah. My ding dong has a virus.
God. I know who else might have one.
Right.
Oh my God. So yeah, it means you guys, we're at the end here just answering questions.
Oh yeah, no. That means whenever we're going to small picture mode, that means we're looking for a file for you guys. That's
Yeah,
what
we're
it means.
looking for the file.
I'm playing War Robot and watching y'all.
Hold on. We made a video a while back because there was a woman that had like 6 or 7 kids in the house. Most of them were under the age of 4. And some expert, I think Geo interviewed him, give or take. He moved and then moved her family in, and these kids were there, and the whole time he didn't even know they were her kids. And so like the entire family moved from the first place they were living, and he married her when he got here. And then it was, so we created a song kind of making fun of the hot dog in a hallway loose.
AA's Bachelor, cool. Are you here in Angels? I could have sworn I saw you while I was driving by.
You probably did.
But I was driving by Wong Street, and I was like, I swear that's Ace Bachelor. But anyway, Ace Bachelor.
Was his head shaped like a peanut?
He's got a hat on.
It's
Always
a joke.
Ace Bachelor Cole says he's got a hat and sunglasses on.
Right, that's what I'm just
Ace Bachelor
joking.
Cole says Randy is the perfect example of what not to do in the Philippines.
Well, there's, like I said,
Quote,
now
unquote,
that the
Ace Bachelor
husband
Cole.
allegedly is saying that the property is not hers, she told people the property is hers at several points, or at least that's what I thought she kept repeating.
In all fairness, she may not be aware it's not hers.
That is the other part.
Allegedly.
Somebody said that that she's possibly doesn't even know it's not in her name because her husband is the one that did all the paperwork. So she's been allowed to stay out there.
Dang.
And there's a good chance that she just assumed it was hers, even if she went to an attorney. But maybe she just drew up papers and that's all they've got signed by a barangay, and there is no real proof that it's even hers. I mean, I guess living on the land. Here, you guys, real quick.
Bisayang Kana says maybe she has really good Kegel control. You guys.
Do I wear you out? You must wonder why I'm relentless and all strung out.
George.
I'm consumed by the chill
guys are
of
solid.
solitary. I'm like that all week. I like to reel it in and then spit it out. I bet that kitty was loose. I bet that kitty was frustrated by your lack of trust, and I am frightened by the ways of this land. Why not let the whole family move in? If only I could meet the maker, and I am fascinated by the spiritual man, and what I wouldn't give to find a soulmate, someone else to catch this drift. I bet that kitty was loose. I bet that kitty was loose. She had 6 kids to boot. Hot dog in a hallway loose. I bet that kitty was loose. Now are you like daddy? Are you like daddy?
All right, guys, I give you, for those that have been around. Now, see, that's messed up. As soon as we did that, it removed all. I can't even go back to the original, so we just lost a quarter. Sorry, guys. On the messages we can put up, it just placed us further down, so we'll just put up as many as we can. So in other words, in this new streaming software, if you go messing like I just did and pulled the video up, it's now only giving us the last, I don't know, 30 minutes. So I can't see very well. So does Jed have a son named Jethro?
Right.
I don't know what I guess if that's his name. They said that he had kids, like adult kids in the U.S., and he's been married several times. So that's what they say, a couple times.
And,
which, hey,
yeah.
I mean, at that age, some people have been. There's not a problem with that.
Engelbert Style says, mas todo bigay ka pa sa karing actual mag-Zumba. Says you actually give it your all whenever you're with the people that do Zumba. That's what it says. No, actually, I did Zumba every day and I did dance every day. Although I'm not a good dancer, I'm just letting you guys know. But I did dance and I did do Zumba every day.
George, are you the daddy of that baby?
Yes, I am. Which one?
Right? Nothing would surprise me.
One in every state.
Yeah. Rob says, I have several rescue cats in my barn. Don't feel quite alone, just knowing they're there looking out for me as soon as I open the door. Yeah, they're angels. Cats have a special thing about looking out.
Okay,
just
yeah.
a few days ago, we had the cats, and they were all staring once again at the stairs, and it kind of creeps me out. They're always staring at the opening of the stairs, and like we had like 6 of them staring in the same direction. But they said they're there to protect you. If a cat, like most of the cats that we have in here now, we either found extremely sick or they've arrived. Like Pigsy, the one with the messed up tail, was out by the trash can just looking starved. And she was a small kitten. And George says, I thought you said no more. And I said, yeah, but she's special and she's sick and she's hungry. They say if they come up like that, you know, you're supposed to take them in. Well, yeah, we can't keep them all, but the ones we have are usually
even
with
the
issues.
Jack Russell. We had a Jack Russell that come up to us. Did you already talk about the Jack Russell?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna. As a few people know that there was a Jack Russell that was eating trash outside, and I brought him in, washed him. We knew he belonged to the neighbor.
No, it was the neighbor's dog.
But he was. It was raining
sad,
outside, and
really
he had
sad,
mud all over him. And I said, okay, I can't have him in the house with the mud, and I couldn't leave him out there with Willie. And so I brought him in and gave him a bath, and then a couple hours later, the owners come down. They said, you have him? I said, yes, he's been in here. We knew you guys because they were at work and stuff. But it was kind of cute. I don't know what the rule is here in the Philippines about who goes on a birth certificate. I know
it's
you
no
have an idea.
different than in the U.S. It's because, okay, the reality is a lot of guys, whether or not it's true or not, a lot of guys, usually when the wife is undergoing labor, most of the guys are out there working. So by default, it's whoever the woman claims the dad is. Now, bear in mind, this is also in the U.S. This is like a thing. That's also another reason why I had an issue with child support, because a lady put down my name in, even though I have papers.
He did have that issue.
I had papers stating that the child isn't mine. But point being is, all a woman has to state is this gentleman is the dad, and that's it. It's kind of, I mean, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. So I'm not mad at anybody if they ever do that to anybody. But point being is, it's just a default thing. Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard saying. He can't get it up. So she, who is married, slept with a married guy, and the guy that drinks a lot got mad and broke up with her, and then got another girl. And now they're all living together. The answer's yeah. In a nutshell, yeah. And at some point, he tried to backpedal a bit by saying it is his kid. He said, it's not 100%. That's what he said. But yet the other guy was already paying child support. Yes. And their last two videos, when they announced it, he said, who knows, it still might be mine. That's what he said during that video, the first video release.
Well, again,
hey, you never know. It's
it's possible. Nobody ever said anything about a paternity test. What I'm saying is, unless there's an actual paternity,
but why is the other dude paying
test,
support is the weird part.
You know,
and there's nothing
really
wrong with there's nothing wrong being they all live on the property of saying, hey, here's my stepdad, and so therefore the baby is being referred to as dad, but it still gets in the weird part. She's collecting support from the real dad. She already said that. Yeah, sorry, Cookie and which Calvin just jumped up and got in her face. So yes, of course. Yes, the guy who came up to visit in the mountain was a married man, and he can deny it, but he's still currently in photos recently on his on his site with his wife. So he's married. So, and she knew about it. So
yeah, Visankano says that kitty was loose if her kegels are in check, and Tony Manning says as long as she swallows.
I was thinking about coming to the Philippines, but I think not. Oh, there's nothing wrong with coming here, and there's plenty of good people and women and men and everything. It's just, in my opinion, there's a lot more desperation, and men definitely, take any offense you want, they feel they can buy the women, pay for the women. It's an exchange of, this for that, tit for tat. And I think they make the mistake of doing that, and then the women take them for a ride, George. I really think they think that they're going to jump on a smooth flight to paradise and nothing's going to happen, or the women aren't the same like they are in the world. A woman is a woman no matter what. She could take you down in 2 seconds. She can wreck your life. She can cheat on you. I think they put way too much in that here. Oh, just little old me. And I'm gonna cook and clean for you and lick your lollipop and all this, and I could do no wrong and no harm, and look at me, I'm a family woman and all that, and nothing can happen. Don't you worry, I'm just gonna take care of you there. Can you put some money in my bank? Can you give me some load? Not my hand, in the bank. Give me some load. Give me some load. How you feeling there?
Well, no. Heidi has a point. The fact of the matter is, women are women everywhere. And here's the thing: a lot of people forget whenever they're in the Philippines is that women are looking for two things, and most of the time it's usually one or the other. It's usually not both. And what I'm getting at is, usually it's a nice, hot, handsome man, or a man with money. I mean, realistically speaking, it's really extremely rare that you get both. And when you do meet somebody who has both, odds are they're not interested in you. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, they're usually
what I'm saying?
They're
not
looking for the trophy wife on the side, and they're already out cheating themselves, or
correct.
Not always.
So what I'm saying is, be aware that, again, can you get, again, I hate to agree to this, but if you basically flash money around and, can you get a nice, beautiful woman? Yes, hands down. But remember, you're leading with your wallet, and that means trouble. That means they will cheat on you, because you know why? Either they'll cheat on you with somebody who has more money, or they'll cheat on you because they'll find somebody who's more attractive.
Yeah, so we don't know if this is Rose because her man was sick and he was abusive himself, Or was it because he was running out of money, not a lot in the bank, and she was trying to get away, and then took on Randy, who had fresh 100,000 in the bank? So which, which it's hard saying. Or she could have just been in love with his good looks. He's just a great all the way around town guy. It could be. Randy agreed to send a surrogate into the game. That's not the first time we heard you say that. Jose has said that in the last live stream. They sent a surrogate into the game. ABC. I can't call the fastballer in the bullpen. I don't know. So then why did he go on that she cheated, but time to move on and all of that? Why wouldn't they just say that, hey, we used a surrogate? Which, in my opinion, if I was feeding shit to the viewers, wouldn't you use that story instead? Why would you say that you put that in the minds? And then he fought everybody. Like, he was like, I know you guys are going to say nasty stuff about Rose, or it'll be directed at me. Don't put it on Rose. Like, he defended her to the high hilt on that first video. And he went on and on and on. Don't pick on Rose for this. And now we find out she cheated on her first husband that had money with Randy. And then she cheated on Randy with somebody else that's a married man in the U.S. to have this baby. And it's like, sure. I mean, I'm sure, as a person she is, but wouldn't you mention that from the beginning if it was true? Why wouldn't you tell people it was a surrogate? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, first off, it's not a good idea. Second,
wasn't a good idea to say.
If you meet somebody who's willing to cheat with you, they're the wrong person, because they're going to cheat on you. If they're going to cheat with you, they're going to cheat on you. So, yeah. There's that old saying, "F around and find out." That's what happened.
100%. Talk about it isn't his business. He said the British expat is not going to like this subject today. No, what it is he needs new content, so he will do a topic today based on this.
See, that's the thing.
And talk about it
I
not
don't even
being
know
his
what this
business.
has anything to do with him. That's the point.
Because he's mad at MYK because he got his ass reamed on air a few years ago. It's because he's in love with me, and it's because he's got an irrelevant content. The only way he gets
so
around.
Weird. It's like he picks on us for what?
Well, that's fine. It's fair game. That's fine. But he's not going
it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, whatever.
He's mad because I've called him. I've called him everything. So, and what? So.
Isn't he the brick house guy?
Who?
The British guy.
I don't know what he lives in. I know that other channels.
He's the one with the he has to prove the ID thing, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. The ID.
With his woman?
No, it has nothing. That guy's not British. I believe that idiot's an American. He went
that's
on his
else?
channel and left a message saying that we tried to throw him under the bus over his woman looking 13 years old. No,
I don't think so.
The British guy is the guy that said he lived in Australia. His mother's American. Most of his teeth are missing. And he's all up in the camera, and he's 70-something years old. He's the one that came on our channel that Mike reamed out. That white hair old man.
Well, in all fairness, Mike reams out a lot.
He
Tony
was
Manning
the only
says,
British guy that came on
they
like
monkey
that.
branch. Good point. Good point. Tony Manning. Yes. Mark says, high value men have their choice of women. Yes. If he's good enough for you, he's good enough for somebody else. Correct. Tony Manning says, once a cheater, always a cheater. Mark says, 100,000. Randy will drink that away. Man, that's a lot of.
Well, he shows cases of beer, and they did say the first woman in Manila, and what he shows, yes, that's what he does. He smokes, they said, several packs a day, and the drinking too. So
No, I forgot what's more expensive than a Blue Label. But anyway. Is Q the father, right?
Yeah.
True story. True story. True story.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I believe he's already made that public that, yeah, Gio said that he had a vasectomy, which is smart. I hate to say it. It's smart. And why would somebody
at it's an anniversary?
Why would somebody go and have kids? Like he said, this mountain man went and turned around and said that I need to apologize to Mark Thornton's widow for being cruel. And I'm like, no, cruel. I was being honest. You shouldn't have kids that late in the game. Mark Thornton was 40 years older than his woman. He's one of the few that has a severely large age gap. And Mark didn't want kids. He said it on his own shows over and over again. He said, don't have kids. And then he went on about health. And then he went on to tell people he cut back on his medication and he was still living on a small income. So not only was he teaching online and writing some books on the side and small amounts of money coming in, and then from his YouTube, he was mostly living on his YouTube money. So he was above his means and getting a car payment and having a baby, and then he passes away. And then when we spoke the truth about him beating the crap out of another expat and other people saying he's nasty to people around town and that they shouldn't have had the baby, they want to freak out and then want an apology from us. And it's like, no, you're not going to get it for actually spinning the truth.
Now,
and it's like, yeah, there's somebody, you just don't want to have kids that late in the game. And the reason it doesn't happen in the U.S. is it just wouldn't happen.
the odd thing is, and right before he passed, we did say in this channel that it's possible that Mark Thornton had a short temper because he probably did not feel good.
Yes, there's a, yeah.
We did say
we said there was probably other medical conditions. I said that he was.
And he probably wasn't feeling good. We did say that.
And also, to be fair, we've mentioned the most toxic group is the YouTubers in the Philippines, not in other parts of the world. It's here. So we know there was an alleged several groups messing with Mark, not just one, all of them. So you had the Andy Omar dark group, you had the Aloe group, you had Sick Grandpa group. He had a lot of people picking on his channel.
Yeah.
So he probably got emails. We get the same nasty emails. We delete them. Sometimes or rarely do we ever open them up. So he probably was. But then he said there were expats that he knew that came to the coffee shop that started giving him a hard time. So then things got twisted, and in person he was being antagonized. Or
yeah.
So I get it until somebody, I guess that's where it all popped off and everything. But
yeah, but be aware also, this is very important because we're talking about Mark Thornton too. Mark Thornton was taking TRT, and Dennis was asking what TRT is. TRT is testosterone replacement treatment. He's taking testosterone, but here's the problem, and this is what I'm trying to instill in you guys, because this is very important. To the best of our knowledge, he was taking TRT from China. We're not talking about official FDA-approved TRT.
He was ordering it through online, or somebody locally was giving it to him. They said it was off-label.
Be aware that also Viagra, you know, the stuff that makes you hard, there you can buy off-brand, unmarked, non-FDA approved Viagra. Now, I'm going to ask you guys this, because I'm talking to the guys, because TRT and Viagra obviously applies to men. Guys, is it worth your life that you're saving 300 pesos? It's not.
Or he said because he checked his blood pressure every day, he stopped taking medicine. That should be,
so,
if it fluctuates. And remember, he had open heart surgery. He had several valves replaced. I don't know how many. I'm just giving you a roundabout, guys. Don't have all the facts. Coming from him, he had a severe open heart surgery. He quit his other medicines.
The TRT and
he shouldn't have been taking that with those heart problems.
Well,
period.
What I'm saying is, don't take anything that's off-brand, that's not FDA approved. It's not worth your life.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been on it to begin with.
Right.
He had, and then here's another thing. The type of surgery he had, I believe it's every 20 years, every 15 to 20. And he had already had it a couple years before. There was a good chance he was going to need another surgery anyway. So, and I get having medical issues and the non-insurance coverage where it covers every single visit and medication and all of that. But he said that he cut back on his heart medications right before he passed away. We played that video and made a video. So, nope, not going to get an apology because she made that decision. That's something she, you know, it's just where it is. Yeah. Where is?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he's wreaking havoc.
No, he's not. He's
been going and
just right there sitting.
He is right now, George. I've been watching him in the kitchen. He's been playing. I was a cute little bastard too. Homewrecker Rose, poor Brenda should. She probably can't afford it. I bet you that 4,000 pesos a month makes a difference in that house. The land's probably paid for. Even if it's simple, that's enough to do coffee, rice, and other things and pay the electric bill. And it's enough to keep several family members going. I believe it. So, and I don't think she can, because you can't tell me it's because he's a good guy and that everything is perfect about this guy. I can't imagine being, even then, there's still almost a 20-year age gap with those two, Brenda and him. And I don't know. I just can't imagine starting a relationship. It was all based on personality and all of this. I think it's financial. That is my honest opinion. Do you guys think it was financial? Or do you think they're in love and that's all possible? Why would a woman, it definitely wouldn't be a Western woman, why would she go and live on property? And I brought that up the last time, which was a little irritating. You know, I didn't mean to rub you the wrong way. Why would I go live on property with George and his ex, knowing they were done and he's constantly talking about her? That's all I'm saying. That would just be weird. No Western woman would deal with that. Add in his looks and add in, he's not exactly the richest expat. He said he's on less than 1,000. Okay, that's a lot to her. 50,000, 60,000 pesos is good money to her.
Second one says he's paying for it.
And I'm sorry, why the hell would you go live on land with allegedly the ex that cheated on him? And see, I can't stand cheaters. I'm going to be honest. And so let's say all of that was going on with George. I would definitely be hateful towards the previous woman. So allegedly they're all good friends up on the mountain now. And now they're doing the YouTube channel and appearing. It's odd. What person would deal with that? And he's no Brad Pitt. I'm no goddamn Brad Pitt. But I'm going to tell you, I can cook and suck.
In all fairness, even if you do look like Brad Pitt, even if you do, a woman would still have an issue.
Right. Well, that's all I'm saying, guys, is I'm not believing he's bringing more to the table than the money. And I've been saying that for years. You know, damn Gio. I'm going to tell you what. Gio is in the top 3 men that I would say, hey, what's going on, Gio?
Howard Long says,
I'm done with George.
Of course, it's the money.
I make a good Italian meatball and I can also rub them really good.
There you go. Mark says it's financial. Why would any woman be interested in Randy other than walking into him? And
you know, after all of that, man, I would just be double fisting it all day long. I would not bring another Philippine into my life. I would just say, yep, that's me single. Let me buy a few toys off of Lazada and I'm done. I mean, think about it. I mean, if you went through all that and you're 66 or 67 years old, you would start over again. I mean, that's why it's like, well, maybe he does need the housekeeper. And that's all he refers to. Oh, she's a good housekeeper. She's a good cleaner. She's a good, real good cleaner. Ugh.
Yeah, and the cat's name is Cookie, by the way, guys. Calico's cat is Cookie.
Mark, I like to give her a shot. Yeah, there you go. Sprinkle a little powdered sugar, right? Brenda, yes, says Randy's woman. Yeah, we covered this on the previous live stream until a bunch of people reached out and gave us a bunch more information. It was crazy. Do not invest all of your money, a reiteration, do not invest all of your money into a Filipina's home and all that when you're not even the owner, which technically by law you can't. Well, the only reason her husband is he's
asked for the title.
He's a commercial. He came in with a commercial investment, had a business in Cebu, and
apparently a big one.
Right, and he's the one with the money. Yes, you can buy it. He bought multiple properties, and the one she's living on is in his name.
Yes,
and others.
And you can buy property
allegedly. I mean, this is just other. This is multiple sources. Yes, stating that, and somehow I can almost believe if they told people they were married and the baby was theirs for months in a row, okay, I would believe that she would tell everybody that she's given him a 20-year lease, because a lot of people said, hey, Randy, beware, you better get something from her. And then they come up with, oh yeah, we've already settled that. And it's like, okay, then how come this new sources are coming up that it isn't? And I'm telling you what, this is George. George said, somehow I believe that. Somehow I believe that's not her land. And so that was like, we got this gut feeling, like I did from the beginning, that it's like, I don't know, they were just too quick to jump on, hey, he's got a 20-year lease. And that takes it, it's not overnight. They live up in the mountain. Did you see her when she came back in with tons of bags and how long it took her to get back in? It's not a quick trip out of that area, guys. So they already got that settled up that quick, just as quick as she knew about it and all that, that they've got a lease drawn up. But they could have been working on it for a while because she'd been back in the house showing herself recording videos for a while. So they thought the breakup happened a long time ago. Well, probably, yes. But why doesn't he just move? I mean, how long do you guys think it'll be before he moves to Bohol? The family has property. Now, he did put it down and said basically their setup was better, which I you know, hey, he was going on about that, where his new woman lives in Bohol is not the best setup. So I think he wants to stay where his investment is. But I can't believe he took any amount of money from where his mother passed away and put that much into somebody he wasn't even married to. And he had to know that he knew she was still married. It's too much. A million times over, don't go off with a married woman. And if she's been with another expat, how many channels, it doesn't matter what type of channels, have said, do not, if you know your woman's been with another expat, don't go off with her. There's something that's just off. You can't go from expat to expat. And does anybody know, and I'm going to ask on the side note, they said that Jen Thornton's already got somebody, like they've seen her in town with another expat. No surprise. I mean,
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's still a grieving period. They said by
No,
New Year's.
I get it.
Less than 60 days later, they said that she was, but they're saying yes, just like we figured she would go with another expat. And not surprised.
But not talking about Jen. I'm not talking about her. Again, remember, guys, she's not yours. It's just your turn.
Oh, there it is. That. Yeah.
Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah.
You see, George didn't even see that. I put that up. Just came across it.
Yeah. No, it's.
Oh, there's yours. A miracle.
It's just your turn.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Okay, well, now here's the problem.
I doubt it.
I agree with you to a certain extent. What I mean is maybe Brenda can get Randy to stop drinking.
About as much as Randy and Britt expects me for George to shut me up.
What I'm saying is even
same chance.
Women in the chat will agree with me on this. At one point in time, women in the chat would agree with me that they once believed that they can make their partners quit.
Yeah, well, that's, I think, with anything. They think they can stop them from cheating, drinking, overeating like me. She's going to quit junk food, or she's going to.
It's not, it's just being naive.
I can help her.
All it is.
Yeah, about as much as shutting me up.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I gave up.
Would you put money on that?
I don't have to. It's a losing bet.
It's a losing game. Yeah, he was 80 when she met him in the club. Yeah, god damn. Say it, babe.
Right. Ace Bachelor Cole says single and free is the way to be.
Right. George, say it.
85. God damn.
He was 80 when she met him, and they married 2 weeks later. Please, guys, this live stream, and I mentioned in the beginning, there's a few wild school lessons today. Don't marry somebody 2 weeks later in any relationship. Do not invest money in a property legally. 99% of the time, you cannot own that property. You can get the condo, okay, which guys do it and they lose their shirt on that now. So, or if you do commercially, keep it commercial. Don't, whatever it is, make it commercial property to make money on. Don't like sink tons more money or whatever. So don't believe in these leases. Don't invest this money. Most of these guys are losing their shirts. And then the whole thing about not really doing a YouTube channel. Now he doesn't want people to talk about him, know about him, and how he deceived people, and she did. And now he's bringing the new girl into it. Oh, she's super shy, but she'll get used to it, he said. And I'm like, ew. It's the way he did it, he says, but she'll get used to it. And I'm like, ugh. So, but just don't do it. You guys are going to do it. I know you are.
Right.
Yeah, a child out of wedlock is a bastard. Yeah, and so it's the way you see it. Unless I outright call you a punk ass bitch and mean it in your face, then nobody called that baby a name. They want him like others to believe that it's how people see it. And some people, it's like George Carlin. Some people will see him as absolutely disgusting in everything he says, and then others are like, that's the real truth. Or like Roseanne or some of these other comedians, it's like, yeah, but there were some hard facts there. That's some real life true shit. And some people just don't want to be handed the truth. They want to be coddled. You're not going to get goddamn coddling here. This is not Disney, Baby Plus or something. This is dramatic drama plus. It's like, no, we've done all kinds of content. And when the butt hurt people, and there's been several of them that come through, like viewers, and sorry, you guys are like, oh, well, this channel's nothing but drama. You guys don't do anything else. That's your niche, bottom line. And it's like, yeah, part of it. Yeah, most of it, maybe. But how come it's backing stories that are real? You know what I mean? How come? And how come for years that's what we did was help people come here, and we've got expat content on here, and we still talk to expats and help them. And it's like, okay, and what? We still help, and we still going to cover it just like TMZ, just like CNN, just like Fox. We're going to cover what's going down and around. And now you got an update.
Mark says, when will Randy move to Bohol? When will he run out of money? He will never move to Bohol because he's invested too much.
He loves Rose. We're sure of that. We can put money on that. I think I think he's hurt. Give it a year, and I bet you they say they're together, because he keeps mentioning we're not sleeping together. He even said that in the last video. He goes, yeah, we're not together sexually or sleeping or something like that. And I'm like, wow, you mentioned that again. So the whole thing is I think give it time, and I think, do you really think the guy will send child support to Rose forever? If he's not on the birth certificate or whatever, or his wife finds out, or supposedly there'll be money sent, or support is being sent allegedly to Rose for the baby already.
Allegedly, yes.
Yeah. So if it is, and I believe that even came from her, I thought.
If the
But do you think that'll be forever?
If the wife knew.
A little late for that now, isn't it?
If
you do realize we're not the only ones that's reporting this, right? You do know there's a whole gaggle of people reaching out.
She may not get anything.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that there are multiple sources that have reached out to us that are already scouring. His ex-family members, people that live out there in the province, other viewers of channels, other people that sent you money. That's like, oh my God, you really think everybody who sent you guys money is okay with you? Are you kidding me? And it's like, it's just think about it. Yeah, maybe not. So
she may not get it anymore. I mean, I'm just saying.
Dear Mrs. Avery.
Now, District of New York has a good point. I don't know the details. I don't know the deets. But here's the thing. Since you brought that up, there's more to the story that we weren't saying. Remember, first off, this is alleged, but there's more alleged to the alleged. Disney Box says, if she gets divorced, isn't she entitled to half of her husband goes to the grave? Isn't she entitled to his possession? Yes, if it's not in the will. However, to the best of our knowledge, a lot of it does not include her in the will.
Correct. He's got daughters
including
and children.
The land.
Correct. Supposedly he wasn't that
stupid. We weren't gonna bring that up, but allegedly
it's not.
According to the will, she's not included to the best of our knowledge.
Yeah. So allegedly. Who will even know? And we said that, didn't we say there's a good chance that when somebody dies, the family is going to boot you out of the land?
The land is going to, and it's not her.
So the whole deal is we said be careful, because a lot of these guys building houses, it does belong to the family. And let's say the mother that owns the land that you built that house on passes away, the youngest son will come in and just kick everybody off the land. It happens. They'll do that to their own siblings, and they'll start.
Forget it. They probably sell it because they're not even.
Or they divide it. So the whole deal is is when this happens, Randy loses and Rose loses if they do not. I hope to God, to be honest, I really do. Honestly, deep down inside, I would not wish that on anybody, that a baby and his mother and even Randy would be off that land.
Well, we don't wish ill will of anybody, but I'm just letting,
just like you
I'm
said
just
about
letting
my
that
health. I'm
expat
being honest.
that's
Yeah.
living on that land
He
again.
could be
I
in
would
trouble.
be on my toes and ask for the actual title. Now, I mean,
Yeah, that way you're making a plan, because would you want to invest any more time and money
you
if
guys
you find
you have
that
to
out?
remember, this does not affect me or Heidi. We're just, see, that's the thing. We're actually an expat channel, and most of the time when we covered this, first off, we're like, bro, you probably need to get off that lot. You know what I'm saying? We weren't attacking you or anything like that, or the child, which is kind of weird why you attack us. But anyway, point being is, this is a cautionary tale for you and other expats that, again, you guys gotta be careful. What, like, obviously these people are YouTubers and they're showing out this fantasy and they're selling this fantasy, and that's not what's really going on. And come to find out, it's worse than you realize, because the land's not even neither of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, and I get it. A lot of people are like, well, you shouldn't divulge, like, yeah, you shouldn't divulge your money, and you guys shouldn't let everything out. Talking about us as YouTubers, me and George. And then they're like, oh my God, Heidi and George let everybody know they're fighting, and she threatened them on air, or she did this and she did that, and she's mean. But it's like, yeah, but we're real. We have our days. I told you he spends a day or so at his family's house, or we are a regular couple, but we're not deceiving in that manner. That is just a whole different level. And it's like the land and building and tons of money are not involved. The child's not involved. Got some cats and shit. If I throw you out in the doghouse for a week, you have to cram you and the animals in there. But my whole point is why I like David and Rose Campbell's channel, is because they're real. They fight on air. He shows his jealousy on air. You guys, we've heard people say, well, you're not professional, and you guys are so unprofessional, and you guys do this. It's like, bitches, I wasn't trying to be like that. This channel was supposed to be as real as possible, and trying to be funny. That's why it's called Philippine Antics. It was meant to be like that. We've done all kinds of shit for years, and nothing's going to change. You know what I mean? But we do.
I mean, our intro itself isn't serious. I'm just saying.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So the whole point is they've been hiding it. Now here's the thing. They don't have to tell people about how much child support or how much they're making for their YouTube channel. None of that is what we're saying. What we're saying is, what they're dismissing the biggest is that she was married, then not married to him. The cheating part, that she cheated on her first husband, that the baby belongs to who, that the baby's father has a family and the current wife, and it just goes all the way around of being dismissive of, there's nothing wrong going on here. Rose is a good woman. I'm a good person. And that I'm not doubting. Where my difference comes in is the viewers watching for at least a 7-8 month period didn't even know. From the very 2-3 year ago beginning is one thing. But then there's a point where he knew that the baby wasn't his, and he already knew she wasn't married and all of this. And they still continued to say that the baby was his and go on about it until recently. And they were collecting money for charities. We're building this for the school. We're helping with this. Here's the kids
and
playing
according
chess.
to the sources over there, they're still pretending that the child is his.
So it's
still a deception, regardless of what you think, how you think. Deception is deception is deception. So.
I mean, it's not like the deception of, oh my God, George is at the mall by himself and Heidi's at home. They're split. Yeah, that's what's going on situation. No, bullshit. We're talking outright in your face slap. And a lot of people are like, well, where does that change your life? No, it's not. But what it is telling you is, open your goddamn eyes. And if Randy is listening, which I'm sure he is, I can almost swear that, and the Brit is watching. The whole thing is there's a good chance you hear shortly, being her husband's in his late 80s, that if something happens, I would check that. And if it's not, then
No.
don't check it.
It's highly
But
probable.
now
that
you got Brenda there with
if
you. So
the
what if
ex
something
passes away? Yes, the kids will take that land away. Yes, no doubt. They're not gonna manage.
maybe
it
not
or
right
anything.
away, but I would still find out. Did she tell you she gave you a 20-year thing and then came up with the paperwork locally or something? Who knows?
Well, remember the lease and the actual title are two different things.
That makes it.
What I'm saying, the title will trump the lease.
Thank you. Can you tell them what's going on there, Pigsy? Pigsy. Pigsy. What's going on? She's so big.
Now, those of you who will argue with me about, wait, no, the title doesn't trump the lease because the lease is a lease. It will trump the lease if the lease itself is invalid.
Oh, you smell
Meaning,
good.
what I'm saying
good,
is, for example, if you sublease an apartment, but you don't have the rights to live there anymore, that lease is invalid because
Oh, not my wig.
you get my picture. It's whatever is the actual, title holder says goes. Especially if the title holder is not if the title holder, that's a caveat. If the title holder is not the one who created the lease, which we all know, the title holder did not create that lease. That's what we're getting at.
No, it said
Allegedly.
Randy lost his turn. Now the
Maybe.
rumor is maybe. I think they'll
Maybe.
get back together. We kind of get that theory at this
Maybe.
point. I think that Brenda is just a fill-in. There's always that I can
Rebound.
do somebody else rebound, and he's sending money, and now she's up there and everything. I think he doesn't want to be alone, but it is said that Randy's not easy to get along with. He does drink a lot. He has issues and all this other stuff they're saying. He probably needs somebody up there, and maybe Rose has had it. Maybe she's just absolutely had it with the whole thing. But she just can't separate herself from him for some reason. But there's a weird dynamic going on for sure. There's something, I don't know where the peso is, somewhere between 55 and 57 on and off. So, but I know, yeah. At one point it was at 58, but that was somewhere in the last 30 days. But could be wrong. I just know maybe it was in the last 60 days.
I'll have to do it upside down.
My child is without a father,
Oh,
and we
you're
don't
right. It's
give
57.
a F what others think.
It's 57.
Gotcha, Thera. Oh, Thera's actually, that's right. Are you still in Behold? Remind me, Thera, on that. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Second one, we know you broke. Tara says, I literally went to the Philippines to get pregnant, and that's that. Oh, okay. There it is.
Huh?
Yeah. I have no idea. She said she went here to get pregnant. Gotcha. What is wrong with these inbreeds?
Damn.
Right? Oh, I'm a sinner. We know you are, Dave, but we love you. So much cow tipping at Rose's compound. Yeah.
Oh, no, Thora. This is not how it is. He didn't have to pay anything. He bought the land and built a house on it. His ex got it made. Now is married to another Filipina. So, is there another way around the lease? Are you talking about these people, or are you talking about something else?
No, I think she's something else.
That's not what's going on.
Yeah. No. Well, go ahead and say it.
Okay. I'm not sure if you're talking about these people, Thora, but for those of you late to the show, okay, allegedly, this is what's going on.
I'm gonna let you do some of this officially, so I can look up and see if anybody's messaged.
First off, said Filipina was with a Filipino, and then of course they broke up and they're not together anymore. And now they, he ran for the hills or something, out of the picture. So the first expat that we're aware of showed up, which is the 85-year-old, correct?
In a club in Cebu.
Right. Now
Possibly met him online. They met at the club, but
right. Now the 85-year-old
2 weeks later she marries him of money.
Is he right? She married this guy, right? And she married him, and he's got money, okay? And he has so much money that he has the ability to buy land in the Philippines, because you have to have a lot of money to do that. And that land that they're living in right now, allegedly, belongs to him, not Rose, not anybody else. It belongs to the 85-year-old. Now, again, we're not,
along with other property,
right, now,
but he's
be aware,
got rid of the rest and left
we're
her
not
with
even
this
sure
one.
if Rose is aware of this. Maybe she doesn't know that he actually owns the land. I'm not quite sure what her realty knowledge is. I don't know, or whatever, or her background. But anyway, so that's what's going on.
And
now
the baby comes from a visit from a viewer that came up there, and everybody, I guess, thought he was just a single guy coming up there, and supposedly one of Randy's friends, and she cheated with him.
Well,
and that's where the baby comes from.
First off, there's two cheatings that happened.
She cheated.
The 85-year-old was in the hospital.
Right. And
While he was in the hospital, that's when she hooked up with this gentleman that lives on the land right now. And then now, that's when, again, after the gentleman that lives in the land now, after things kind of like, things got old, I guess, you know, I don't know, flavor of the month, or I don't know. And then that's when, what Heidi just said, that, but the problem is the baby's dad, which is the one that she cheated with, has a family.
And
so
he's
a
married
married man. And
Yeah.
they're living together. They're not a married, separated couple. They're living together. So
that's where we're at.
that's where we're at. Right.
And I'm sure all of this will come back, that it's all made up, it's all fake, and it's all that, but it kind of matches some of their story that they've already put out. Kind of comes together like a jigsaw. They admitted when they got together, she got married. So they weren't even, her and her first husband allegedly got married in 2019. He said that he met her online somewhere about that time after he left the woman in Manila, Randy. And all of this matchup and everything. I guess they said because of COVID, they didn't get literally together. But my guess is 2021, maybe, because the YouTube channel was in January of 2022. So somewhere they had an online relationship that was going on. But her marriage didn't last very long. So
now Tony Manning says, but couldn't anybody bring a case against them for adultery? Technically, yes and no. The only person who can bring a case is the one that's in the US right now, the 85-year-old. That's the only one, because he's the one that's still currently married to her.
Yeah.
Mark says, Randy called me to stand for him.
Because they need another baby out there, I guess. I'm betting also that Filipina in her 40s has a kid out there too, and behold, it's possible. Which I guess it doesn't matter. I'm sure they're older anyways, but
yeah, no, again, guys.
Someone said show the receipts. He was bragging that he had a lease and that he was totally safe from the whole deal.
And that's the lease. You can show a lease, but that's not what's the important part. It's the title.
Yeah, she could have taken papers to an attorney and had something drawn up.
Yeah, we can make a lease right now, me and Heidi, or
make an agreement. Yeah, so ownership of the land is important. I'm sure there'll be a comeback on that one, but multiple sources are saying.
Yeah, in adultery, again, guys, in order to have an adultery case, you have to have the partner in the marriage filed a case against you.
Yeah, our second channel, Antics Live Talk, has 2 people just watching. Yeah, all the comments come through. We're also on Facebook Live. We run multi-streams. All the comments from everywhere comes up here. So shout out to the people on Antics Live Talk. That's where we put some of the pet videos and some other videos on there. I think that's where a few of the expat help videos, most recent, are over there. So it's George's parent sister channel. So it just runs the live streams on there. But big shout out. Thanks, Joe. Randy, the bums rush. Rose, don't put him out. Please, please, please. Yeah, that's a lot.
Oh,
But,
Thora, yeah. Thora thought that. No, that's the narrative.
Thanks,
Thora thought that she did buy the land. Yes.
yeah, she did say, the word in some of their videos, I thought, I could be wrong, is that I thought she said maybe that she was an OFW for a while, and that's how she had purchased it. But there are so many OFW Filipinos.
Well, that's the narrative anyway. And
yeah, because there was one point when she was pregnant, she said, I'm about ready to go. Okay, this was a few months. She goes, I'm about ready to have the baby and I'm going in town, which I don't understand why he didn't go with her. But she did go all by herself to have the baby. And at that point, they had not announced the baby. So, and it had shown her in the different place they had already built. They were building, I thought, that place at the same time as this was all going on. She's about ready to have the baby. It's almost like they knew in advance she'd be living there. And the deal is that he said in one of his videos about applying for his permanent residency as in a 13A, and then she dropped it just as quick as she said it. He gave her a stare, and I'm like, yeah, it's because they're not married. But, you know, it's where it is. But, and they're saying he could have paid for the annulment for sure. He had the money, so I don't know why, if he's so in love or wanted it to be, why he didn't take care of that. Maybe the first husband, I mean, maybe he doesn't want to let it go. Who knows? An annulment can only work. And then an annulment, I mean, isn't there reasons they will issue an annulment?
Well, no, it's hard to annul it right now.
Yeah, so
It's too old.
yeah, that's another thing. It's been like 6 years.
That's what I'm saying. It's too old. You can't. It's hard to annul an old marriage.
Tito said it's about his money. All right, so Big Bird told the credit card company that he missed the flight, which is going to be hard because on his video, okay, here's the thing. You know, they're detectives. If they find out what airline he's on, somebody could just call the airlines and say, hey, by the way, there's a video out from a guy that just did a chargeback. And if he did that and then he deceived them like that, that's a whole nother case. And in other words, that's not, he missed the flight. That's a lie. He got bumped.
All they're gonna do is take the money back. But here's the thing: knowing this gentleman, I'm pretty sure he's gonna spend whatever money that came in that account.
There's no doubt in my mind that Jerry Springer and Maury would have had a field day with this one. As soon as we found out that the land wasn't even allegedly in her name and that other family members aren't happy with him and that he lived in a trailer and he got money from his mother dying and all, you know, I don't think too many people knew he had gotten over 100,000 as an inheritance right before he arrived here. And then there was a whole deal with the first woman where she just couldn't stand him. And then he told people he only left because he wanted to live out in the mountains. So it was just kind of all smoothing over and shit. But yeah, it's an all around story. Well, he's doing it online, but you know, I can't imagine his profile picture. I mean, I can throw on some makeup and do an upper body shot and tell them I'm X amount of weight, and then they see me and I'm big. I ain't never had no guy have a problem with that. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, at least I'm riding a 5. And I just don't think this guy's got any looks. And it's like, I don't know. I just don't get it either. But I think right off the bat, guys get a score of an 8 because they're an expat, especially from America. It doesn't matter, George. Talk about born with a credit score and stuff. It doesn't matter if the credit score is in the drain. I get a negative because I'm an American woman that's loud.
Okay, now I'm not trying to be mean or anything, and I actually heard this from Filipino, and I believe the wording was, it helps if they look like they're,
Dennis,
you
don't
know,
do it.
one foot in the grave.
Yeah, Robert said it's,
You know what I'm
about the
saying?
money.
And I'm not making this up.
and he's got a pension.
I'm not exaggerating. It helps if he looks like he has 1 foot in the grave. It means they don't have to put up with him that long.
That is true, and he meets that match. He should have put 1 foot in the grave.
And again, I'm not. And these are not even my friends. These are just people that I, heard around me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. So what I'm saying is
He said he had no luck on Cupid with American women. I'm like,
oh,
wow.
no. Well, it's not so much the look, it's the aura. You have to have aura. You can be ugly as sin, but if you have aura, you got game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like I said, you guys think it's a joke. No, I would. That's what I was trying to say. It doesn't matter if I'm a 5 or a 6 and overweight and all that. If you play your cards right and you got some skills to back it and personality, then that's what actually counts.
It's kind of like this. If you have, like, for example, if you show you have a pug, okay, in your dating profile, I'm talking about guys. That's a great plus. Now if you have a cat in your profile, that can go both ways. It can go really bad or really good, because it will definitely filter out most people, and you only get cat women, if that makes any sense. My point being is, it depends on how you present yourself. Most women, will they look at you? Is he handsome? Yeah, of course they will. But they will look at your aura. They will look at how you present yourself in your pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, Mark was already in trouble. The only reason the case got dropped, we seen the papers, was because he passed on.
Wow.
And even then, it was.
So anyway, Lucas asking me to translate this statement. Lucas says, ang gulo ng storya nila, parang bulbul. Jesus Christ. I can't really translate this. Okay.
This is the truth.
All right. The story, what Lucas trying to have me translate, it says, their story is so chaotic. It's like a clump of pubic hair.
Don't get me going on that letter that's going around.
I'm not the one who made this up. Luck is the one that said it. She only said it in Filipino.
No, it's. And we've been saying this, it just, and then you got me, right? And I'm a moody American woman, right? And I keep hearing these guys like, it's the American woman, it's the Western woman, and they're so bad to us. And then shit like this happens, and I'm like, you make me look good by the day, baby. And it's like, it doesn't matter where the women are from and all of that. And these are the same guys that were sucking on people's asses, American women's asses, that stuck through them for good and bad all those years. And then, I mean, who knows? We don't know. Maybe Rose's husband was bad to her. Maybe the guy that cheated with Rose, okay, this Adele guy or whatever his name was. I don't even have his name in front of me no more. The guy that cheated and gave baby, the white baby. Maybe his wife was not putting out and their marriage is on the rocks and they're filing divorce, or just old Facebook photos. Maybe everybody's marriage was bad, but the whole deal is Rose still cheated on poor Randy.
There is no excuse.
And yes, if you're still married, you don't do nothing until you're divorced. It's just there are some things
Correct.
that are just meant
right.
to be.
You have to divorce first and then date. You don't date during your divorce. Any lawyer will tell you that. Any lawyer will tell you that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to go through these because we need to.
Thora says annulment can cost almost 200,000
pesos. Can't be U.S.
No, I think you meant pesos.
Yeah, I mean, I did hear. Yeah, what I heard is some guy that was on our channel at one point that came on the panel said 10,000 U.S. was about the cost, but he had 100,000. He could have at least filed.
All right, now Thora, this is true. And guys, you don't have to be thirsty because guess what? There's just as many thirsty women than guys are. Thora says
I could probably bet my life on it, or he'll watch later.
You can meet lots of female online, lots of sites out there, guys. Gosh, right? Exactly.
Oh snap! Yeah, what? I didn't hear the
Mark
rest
says crazy, right? Brenda is a good-looking woman.
Yeah, actually, both women are beautiful. I mean, even with them being in their mid-40s for Filipinas, yes, they both look great. So that's what I'm saying is that I don't know. You can't I keep hearing from these guys that have the super large age gap, and most of them are not exactly financially secure, that they're saying that, I don't know. Especially with this new girl, she's just as beautiful and seems to be smiling and everything else. But then when I realized, he turned around and says, but I send her family money, 4,000 pesos a month. I was like, bingo.
Mark says an annulment in the Philippines can take as long as 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Dennis Hunt says it could cost up to 500.
Yeah, it says a lease agreement, though, has to be held 60% by Filipino. Yes, because we've had a lease at places before, and that's what it said, yes. But I don't get where so how can he just put a lease? How could she give him? Wonder if that is true, just by himself. So who's on the lease with him if she gave him the plot of land for 20 years? Who does he have on it?
I don't know.
So that might actually sink that boat real quick.
You guys are brutal. Robert Goodson says, wow, he actually bought her for $70 a month.
That's pretty much 70 or 80.
Damn.
How much is rich in the Philippines? When interviews have been done and you talk to Filipinos, if they had 1,000 US a month, 40, 50,000 pesos a month, give or take around that, they would be happy and they would definitely make do. As an expat, if you don't have closer to 2,000 a month to go through for eating out, traveling and all that, you may not be happy. So I believe it is 3,000 is middle class here, but you will be in the upper bracket if you have 5,000 US a month. So, and in the United States, I don't think that puts you at middle class anymore, 5,000 US, give or take. So, yeah, you jump that really quick. All right.
Luca says annulment in the Philippines takes years and costs you 500K tops. Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's about 70. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
70
yeah,
bucks.
so OFW. About 10 is what they said is what gets, but it probably just depends on the attorneys and filing and time. So on average, I'm hearing 10,000 US.
Let me get this thing straight. For $70, I can get a housekeeper / plumber.
I guess.
Clean the pipes, baby. Clean the pipes.
Wow, you went there, didn't you? There said you had no luck with American men. Now I just got George.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, right. So Well, guys, I think that's about all the updates we want to give today. So,
That's enough F's that we give.
yes, that's about it. So, guys, that I don't think anything more can come up except for them to flash that or an additional nope. The lease isn't
Don't
so.
say that. It's we still getting information. So
Oh, I don't know. I think I don't know either.
no. Point being is we're kind of yeah.
Yeah. So
I
let's just
mean,
see how this pony show goes. Anyways, we appreciate everybody being in here. Thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks so much, guys. Give your goodbyes. Thank you so much for giving us your support. Let's go look. All right. Eagle Heart 14 is number 1 today. Oh, second win is number 2.
Tony.
Tony is number 3.
Robert. Yeah, people who've been making
And
a
again,
lot of
our
comments.
condolences and our hearts go to Ted.
Ted for the loss of his
So
dog.
sorry.
Sorry, Cash.
So sorry to hear that. Thank you for being here, Scott, for moderating for us. Appreciate you so much.
We had 2 our members that are in the house, and so next live stream on Tuesday, unless we get flooded out here and a bunch of other stuff, we got other stuff to report. TMZ bitches out.
Oh, but we got flooded and we can't get out.
You just jump on my back. So you could just hang on, baby. And you've got to put that cat down,
I
too.
can go.
George, put that pussy down and look at the dog.
Kitty was
Look at
loose.
look at the dog staring. She's been staring at me.
Hot dog in the hallway. All right.
They say Mary, pick Mary up so she could say goodbye.
Right. Second win says bye bye, Miss American. Whoop whoop. Like the spot says, thank you guys. TGIF here and happy weekend over there.
Yes.
Graham's got to move on. Bye, Thoris.
Bye, Tony.
USA to Bohol.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks so much.
Thank
See
you
guys on
guys.
Tuesday.
Did you pick
so
Mary
much.
up to say goodbye? She's been hiding down there
Mary?
behind you. Yeah.
Actually, me and Mary are gonna write a lease just for Heidi on how long she can stay in this apartment. Right, Mary? We're gonna write Mama.
You better hope it stops raining and I throw a few hot dogs out to you guys today.
Hot dog in the hallway.
All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Say bye, Mary. Say bye, Mary Berry.
Bye.
By the way, just letting you guys know, we're in the countdown of Burr months in July where people are selling Christmas items.
And don't forget, it's Heidi's birthday coming up. Yes, our birthdays are literally right next to each other. It's her turn, so that doesn't sound right, but okay.
Everybody gets a turn.
Everybody gets a turn.
It's the Philippines. Bye, guys.
Heidi's the YouTube doorknob.